If you got a little rhythm, move left to right. A new experience, baby, go and hit your stride. Who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? And when the groove get good, go right, left. Shut up, y'all. We got great to tread. Now who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? I'm walking. Then stretch and walk it out like you know your plans you have for me. There's no evil. It's all good things. Good things. Lord, I love you. So I will trust you. Here I let my fear die. That's why I'm walking. I'm walking. My eyes can get it right. They gon' be my guide. I'll follow the trouble. When I don't understand, I will surrender to your plan. Everybody, cause me don't fail now. Don't chase it. Put some hot on. You know your plans you have for me. There's no evil. It's all things. Lord, I love you. I will trust you. Here I let my fear die. That's why I'm walking. My eyes can get it right. They gon' be my guide. And even through the trouble, I don't understand. I relinquish all my plans.
Good Lord, open up doors. Took me down a path I ain't never been before. Looking at the road, I don't see a lot of space. Guess I gotta drop my load, cause you're picking up the pace. Don't let me to die, be by my side. I get a little anxious, please be my guide. I got my feet shot, been prepping for the moment. I will get the green light. If you see me, I'm walking like feet. Don't fail me now.
Trying to tell you like I am. By faith. I want it. Anybody else going? Yeah, say I am. I'm walking. When my eyes can't get it right, will be my guide. I'll follow. When I don't understand, I surrender to your plan. Anybody else going? Yeah, I say I am. Can I get a witness? I'm walking. Wherever you may be. Yeah. My face. Sing. Get grandmama now. Go ahead, get Papa.
My name is Tyrone Washington, and I was born in the 80th year of the 1900s. That's right, I'm 45.
Hi there, everybody. The name is Josh Sterling Jr. Me and Tyrone graduated together, class of 98. G.O. Eagles.
I'm still getting used to all slang.
Yeah.
Just learn what DM stands for.
Yeah.
When I used to hear DM, I thought they were talking about cough medicine.
Yeah.
Nicole Johnson is my name, and I'm 44. I was there when Cash Money was taken over for the 99 and the 2000s.
What do I miss about the 1900s, you ask? Well, I would say Blockbuster, my libido, and 3 of my side teeth.
In the 1900s, you had to blow everything to get to work. Video games, VHS tapes. Guess that's why my dad never had a job.
Even though I'm from the 1900s, I still got it. But because I'm from the 1900s, I'm starting to get where I put it.
Why am I dressed like this? I'm supposed to be in casual clothes, but they got me looking like Celie told Harpo to beat me.
Words that end in AN. You yell out a word, I'll write it down. Let's see how many we can get. Go! Fan! There's a good one. Man! Another one.
Lesbian.
Words that end in AN. Anyone? Words ending in AN.
Lesbian.
Okay, I heard pan. Good.
No. Faith said lesbian.
Hold on. Go write that down. Just a word. Not a big deal, but we'll move on. We'll get some other ones.
What is a lesbian, sir?
It's your word. How do you... All right. If you like the other girl.
I like Olivia. Am I a lesbian?
Well, if you like Olivia, you could be, sure.
I like Olivia. I love Olivia. I like Olivia too. Am I a lesbian?
No, it doesn't work that way, Philip. You can never be a lesbian.
No fair. I want to be a lesbian. Me too.
You can all be lesbians. Okay, let's just move on. Let's try words that end in ON.
Prostitution.
What did you say?
Prostitution. What is prostitution?
What is prostitution? Let's say prostitution is when you work in the street and you get paid.
I want to do prostitution.
No. All right. Moving on to words that end in RE, but let me just have a second here to think if nothing, there can't be. So shout out words that end in RE.
Crack whore.
Say something, but I ain't want to.
Hey, y'all, I'm doing this thing called Chat PKD with Pastor Rich Holmes. Look who's down there, the entrepreneur money man himself, the Giovanni, I call him Foots, Drain. There he is right there. Foots! Y'all see that? Look at that. He keeps stepping on my feet in here right now. Hey, listen here, y'all. Y'all definitely want to tune in and you don't want to miss this. Subscribe to the View E Network because they're doing it big over here. And you definitely want to tune in with it. Chat PKT, I'll be on there. We'll be talking about all kinds of issues, preachers' kids, pastors' kids, all the stuff that we would just, I almost said a thing. Right. You gotta come to the View E Network and watch Chat PKT to see the thing I almost said. And with that, I am complete.
Can I get a green light? I want everything you promised me, Lord. Sometimes seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide. Should I stay? Should I move on? Want to be right? So I'm moving out your green light. Say, can I get a green light? Yeah. How y'all doing, huh? Where you at, huh? Can I get a green light? Wait on the Lord, cause you think the matters worth what you say, huh? Yo, say, can I get a green light? See, I want everything. I want everything you promised me, Lord. Seems like it's taking way too long. Seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide. Did I say? Should I move on? So I don't move. Can I get a green light? How y'all doing, huh? Where y'all at, huh? Can I get a green light? And if you're waiting on the Lord, got you take a back word, what you say, huh? Can I get a green light? The whole world jumping. Can I get a green light? What I'm feeling doing none. Can I get a green light? I said
but I want you.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Good morning, all of y'all. Hope everybody's doing all right this morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fine. Oh, man, I am running against the gun here this morning. Hey, good to see y'all. I'm still trying to get my little hair slicked back like the 60s, boy. I'm trying to, and it ain't doing what I needed to do. It ain't doing what I needed to do. Why do we got to have bad hair days? Like, what is that all about? Bad hair days, like just things ain't going what it's supposed to do. Anyways, Monday, that's the Monday blues for y'all. Hope everybody's doing all right. It's Monday, July the 14th, and this is a great way to start your day with Zeke Live in the morning. I'm your host, Zeke Locke, and of course we've got my brother, my friend, my homie, Eric Rideout, and we got my brother Rich Holmes, and we got my sister Rhonda on the rocks, and we got my brother Pastor Phil Ellis, and we got all the lock stars that come on here. We got everybody here, man. We got Jamaica Lachey, we got my wife, we got all the moms of the show. We got everybody here. We here this morning. Y'all just going to see me slicking my hair back. Y'all just gonna have to see me put this gel to work. You know what? I'm grateful to God. At least I can do this. You know what I mean? I don't mean that in a knock to anybody. I said that one time. People thought I was talking about the bald head people when I said the people with no hair when I did this. I said, at least I can do this. And I didn't mean it in the sense of at least I got some hair. I meant it in the sense of at least I want to like sit here and twist it and do stuff. I can just like do a quick style like this with my hair. So I got the kind of gray hair where I can do that. But today it's just not acting right. I don't know. I don't know. It'll be right by the time I leave the house, though. I know that much. Anyways, good to see you, man. And we got a good one for you. I tell you, it's a great way to start your day. I will keep saying that until it's no longer true. So since it's been true every day, then I say it every day. And when it's no longer true and I stop saying it, you know that Zeke will think it's a great way anymore to start the day. So there you have that. So anyways, love y'all so much. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn let me find it on the screen here. See who's here this morning. I usually wait a little bit to do the morning shout outs and say hello, but I'm gonna turn it on the screen so y'all can see yourselves typing. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Oh yeah, some people here this morning. Oh man, look who I see. Oh, look on Esther's page. Oh, it's Cyril. Oh, hey Cyril, what's up? Hey y'all. So y'all remember coming last week, the Healing Voices? You guys remember coming to that? You guys remember Sova Gospel Choir? You guys remember all of that? Yeah, this is who this was. Cyril and Sabine and just I started naming names. It was like 70 people. So like 60 choir members and other people who traveled with. So they had a lot of folks. And man, wasn't it such a good time for everybody who came out. I'm so grateful for that opportunity to have been able to have them in the room. They were awesome. We'll have them back again. And, next time we come to America, we'll make sure we get them here. But they were so awesome, so amazing. And, I'm doing good. I'm going to keep going back and forth with my friend Cyril real quick. I know we didn't get a chance to say goodbye. He said we didn't get a chance to say goodbye. He got out. I was trying to run up to his truck. I was trying to run up to your truck as you were leaving because I got on the bus to say hi to everybody. Then I remembered that you were driving separate and you were already pulling off by the time I got to the truck. And I was like, I just waved. I just did one of these. I was just like, bye. That was on that Sunday after you guys left the church. And boy, it was a good time. Just a good time hosting, a good time fellowshipping, a good time being with folks and just from around the world. And so next time we do stuff like that, all you people have to come out. Y'all got to come out next time we do something like that, because I'm telling you, it's such an amazing time whenever we get the chance to do that kind of hosting and that kind of stuff. So yeah, y'all listen, I told y'all we got a good one set up for today. Today is going to be the topic of to be or not to be. That is the question. And it's only part one. It's a series I just kind of decided to do. I'm going to tell you why I decided to do this series. Let me do my soapbox. And then I'm coming back for more and more shout outs because I see Mama in here. I see Adrian. I just had to say hi to Cyril because I didn't get a chance to talk to him when he left. And those are our friends from over on the other side of the pond over in Europe. So yeah, so y'all make sure to say that on the Facebook side over there. So y'all will say hi to them. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me introduce this topic. No, because I'm already in the comments. See, this is what happens. I turn on the comments, then I start seeing people, and I start wanting to say hi. That's just me. I can't help it. So let's do this. First comment of the day. I'm gonna go ahead and just start off with the comments. Look what it is. It's Mama. She was on here earlier. She said, "Good morning, family, peace and blessings. Let's make this a great week. Are you ready? Let's go." She's over on the YouTube side. That's Mama. Y'all show her some love. She's first comment of the day today. Oh yeah. And then look who it is our friend Miss Asia Jamal. Saying good morning to everybody. Good morning to you, Miss Asia Jamal. Oh, I didn't get a chance to catch the Pure Live podcast. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to catch it on Friday. But as y'all know, you guys can catch that over on YouTube. It's Pure Live. And yeah. Over on Facebook, you can catch it on Pure. So there you go, Miss Asia Jamal. And then look who it is. It's our girl, my sis, my friend. I was just talking about it. Miss Rhonda on the rocks. Y'all forget my lotion on my legs. I can't have ashy legs now. I can't have dry skin, ashy legs. I can't have it. Yeah. Does anybody else got that issue where, I literally just got out the shower maybe like a half hour ago. And so like if I don't put lotion on, I'll be so dry and scratchy and itchy. Anybody else got that? So it takes me like way longer than it should to put on lotion and stuff like that. So y'all forgive me. Y'all see me get ready this morning. I feel like Mr. Rogers. Y'all getting ready with me. Won't you be my neighbor? Anyways, shout out to Rhonda on the rocks. That's our girl, our sister, our friend. Yeah, that's the Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. And y'all know she's releasing new episodes coming up. So y'all better go check that out. New episodes coming up soon. So go subscribe to the Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. You can be a rock star, just like you can be a lock star over here. Yeah, there you have it. And then look who else it is. Oh, I think I lost. Oh, there it is. It's our girl, Brony Cat. All right, now Mama done already said some good stuff. Let's see what Brony Cat got. Good morning, lock stars. Have a magnificent Monday. New week, new goals. No new goals for me. Brony said no new friends, no new goals for her. But for y'all got new goals, so there you have it. Yeah, new goals. Yeah. And then let's see here. And I always know she puts the announcement welcome out. Yeah, I had to go look for that. I had to go look for it. Welcome to Zeke Live in the Morning with Zeke Locke'd, Air Fried Out, Richard Holmes. Grab your beverages and tackle the all-time mystifying question: to be or not to be? Yeah, that's what we're doing this week. To be or not to be. Shout out to Brony Cat. I love you, girl. Love you. And then look who else it is. It's DJ Red, Marcus Johnson. He also calls it Magnificent Monday. He says, good morning, blessed people. Y'all better claim that. Y'all better claim that being a blessed person. Yeah, you better claim being a blessed person, not just I'm not just existing, but I'm blessed. I'm walking in blessings. I'm walking in favor. I'm walking in love. I'm walking in light, all that good stuff. He says, good morning, blessed people. It's Magnificent Monday. This is the second person to call it Magnificent Monday. All right. A beginning to a marvelous week. Tune in now to Zeke Live in the Morning. Like, share, subscribe. Do it now. Born to win. Lock in. Come on with the rhyme schemes. What? You got a rhyme this morning, DJ Red. What? Shout out to that. And then let's see here. Oh, y'all know we got to throw the mamas of the show some love. It's Rhonda's mama. I call her Mama Pastor Cynthia Cohen. Y'all give it up for Mama Pastor Cynthia Cohen right there. Y'all show her some love, saying good morning to everyone. And we love it when the mamas of the show are here. We love it when all our mamas are here. And then also, look who else it is. It's Victoria. What's up, Vicky? Good to see you, girl. Blesses my brother. Have a blessed and tremendous day. She's over on the Facebook side. Shout out. Love you and love to see you. Oh my goodness, look at this. I'm scrolling down. I'm seeing this. And folks, Zeke Locke'd is such a great human. I will take that. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take it. Thank you, sir. And it says to be, of course. There it is. To be or not to be. Well, it's to be, of course. Yep, they have it. And then hold on, it's my boy Will C. He just came in here. He's on the YouTube side. He says, good morning, my broski. Zeke is the GOAT. Oh my Lord. I'm the GOAT. Oh Lord. That's a heavy title to wear. That's a heavy title to wear. The greatest of all time, boy. That's a Will, you go. You West Side Will. You the GOAT. You the GOAT. We supposed to hook up tonight, man. I hope that's still going on. I get to see my friend tonight. I hope that's still going on. I hope we still in it. And then Mama says, yeah, she's here today. She's on the YouTube side today. Usually over on Facebook, she'll come on YouTube, say hi to everybody. And then she'll go to Facebook, but today she says she's on YouTube today. So there she is right there. So we'll do some more morning shout outs as the time goes on. But man, I know I got to do my soapbox. We got this topic this week of to be or not to be. I'm going to tell you what, I haven't even really talked this over with the team. I had this week, this weekend, not the week. The week was busy. The week was a lot. But the weekend was I tried to relax a bit. I really did. I tried to relax. I really honestly tried my best to relax. I went to the beach a few times. I was out of town. We we did some traveling, all of that good stuff. So yeah, so I went down to the beach, my wife and I, and we went down to the beach. I'm trying to think, what else did we do? The beautiful drive that we took. I mean, just one of my favorite drives. Just quiet, peaceful. It was serene. It was just what I needed. It was just kind of what I needed. We saw a sunset. Oh, I gotta say good morning to Jamaica Lachey. She just popped in. Jamaica Lachey, there she is right there. Y'all can get all of her music everywhere. Where music is streamed and sold and all that. She was with us last week. Y'all saw me talking about Silver Gospel Choir and going back and forth with Cyril on here. Jamaica was there as well, so she was one with pink hair. There's pink hair, Jamaica Lachey. That's like a signature. So y'all shout out to Jamaica Lachey. Oh yeah. But so this weekend was just everything I needed. Got the chance to see a sunset. Listen, if you've never seen a sunset on Lake Michigan, I'm not talking about from a boat. I'm talking about from the beach. There are places on Lake Michigan where you can see the sunset. Yeah, you might have to go all the way to Michigan. You might have to go on the other side of Indiana. But I'm telling you, if you've never just seen a sunset on Lake Michigan, we did this the other night. Can I tell y'all how beautiful it was? Hold on, I gotta change the music for this one. This track is good. I love this track, but I gotta set up the scene for y'all. Hold on a minute. Let's see what track will set up the scene. Let's go with this one. I think this one will do it. Yeah, this will set up the scene nice. There you go. So on the other night, my wife and I, we went down to Lake Michigan. Oh, you gotta like snap with it. You gotta feel it, right? You gotta feel it. So we went down to Lake Michigan to watch a sunset. That's all I really wanted to do. We went to it started off, we went to go see my boy Giovanni. We stopped through his thing. We were doing some other stuff. So we stopped through there for his birthday party. They were bowling and stuff and all that. And then, I wanted to see the sunset. I wanted to see a sunset. Some mornings I want to see the sunrise. Some evenings I want to see the sunset. But I love either way. I love to do it over water, over large bodies of water. So Lake Michigan, we drove out. We went out to where we could do that. And so we sat on the beach. We got our little folding chairs. We set them up in the water. My wife made some sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly. That's all we had, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with some snacks, some chips and some other stuff like that. And we got our chairs, set the chairs. I set them up in the water. Let me tell you why I did that. Because we were on the beach. And then two people, I'm just put it out there. These two people just decided they were just going. There was three people, actually. It was a family. It was a father, a mother, and a little girl. So it was three people. And they just came and stood right where the sun was, taking pictures and doing all that. Whole beach. Matter of fact, I got a video of it where I was scanning the entire beach. I'm like, this whole beach. And y'all came and stood right here, taking pictures and everything. So, rather than be like, hey, would y'all please move out of the way? Instead of doing all of that, I just grabbed our chairs. Someone told me to grab some chairs. I went, grabbed our chairs. I took the little folding chairs. We got matching folding chairs. I put them in the water. I put the folding chairs in the water, like right on the edge where the waves come up. We had our shoes and stuff off, of course, and the water was just rolling up our feet and our legs while we sat there and ate sandwiches. I had my little portable speaker, and we turned the speaker on and let the music play, and we just listened to some 90s jams. Yeah, we listened to 90s R&B. We went old school and listened to some 90s R&B. Ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, had a glass of wine each, and sat in the folding chairs with the waves just hitting us as they were, and it was so, oh my God, the waves are beautiful, the sound of it was amazing, and then we just hung out there throughout the night until we got up and left and drove on back so we can get ready for the next day. And when I say that was exactly what we needed, we had to have a bunch of off. We had to spray ourselves down because we were out there in the midst of all the bugs and there was bats flying over here. It was in the country, so that's what it is. But there's something that's so serene about being like just in peace, just being around peace, just being around peacefulness and not having the hustle and the bustle all the time. And so we ended up doing that. It was a little bit impromptu, but we did it, and I'm telling y'all, it was fun. The sky was gorgeous, and from the angle where we are, you can see the city skyline like way off in the distance. So you got the skyline. Then by the time, of course, the sun sets, you see the lights from the skyline. And with it being Saturday night, we had a chance to see fireworks popping from where we were. It was short, it was small. You couldn't really, you could see them, but you couldn't, if that makes sense. It was so far away. But man, it just beautiful, just amazing. I can't wait to do that again. Like, it's just amazing. And so I definitely want to take out some folks out there to where we go to the beach and just maybe have like a kickback or something. We can't barbecue on the beach and nothing like that. But yeah, I'm telling you, it was just amazing. I'm glad I did it. But I want to encourage y'all, do stuff for yourself, man. Do stuff for yourself. Yeah, so that happened this weekend. Now, here's why I'm painting that picture, because we got this topic, to be or not to be. So I do all of that. Come to church. Church is just real cool. It's just a real laid back day at church to the end. Everybody started shouting at the end, and that happened. But it was a good service. We had our sync meeting, and everybody thought it was good. It was a good service. But one thing that caught me, and I'm not gonna say who it was. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna simply say it this way: we got to be careful how we talk to people. This ain't me, but somebody caught me off guard. Sweet, just being sweet, wasn't trying to be nothing else like that. I think that when we come from religious spaces, we gotta be careful how we talk to people about our faith, about what we believe and all of that. Because at a certain time, at a certain point, it becomes badgering. At a certain point, it becomes insensitive, unempathetic, and so after all of that serenity and all of that, I had to filter through a conversation with somebody, and it made me realize this is how I got to this topic, to be or not to be. Like, she was like, I want you to do such and such. I want you to do this. I wanted to say what the thing was, because she'll know I was talking about. She ain't watching. I know she ain't watching this. Who it was, I know she ain't watching this. But I ain't gonna, put them out there like that. But you get these people that want to catch you up and they want to have these debates. And let me tell y'all something I don't do. We do it. We talk on the show. We go back and forth. I'm doing that with Eric, Rich, Rhonda, other folks like that. I ain't doing it with everybody else. I'm not a Bible debater. I'm not an apologist. I'm not a Bible debater. I'm not going back and forth with you about why you believe this and somebody else believes that. Now, if we're having a genuine conversation, okay, I'll bring stuff up. But this going back and forth, and I'm going to get you down, and we're going to sit down, and we're going to talk this, and I'm going to walk you through here, and you're going to end up doing this, and everything's going to be better, and you need to do it again. And then just to hush her up, I was kind of like, all right, cool, fine, we'll do that. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna go do that. Like, but to hush her up, I did. She was like, and I promise, you go down like this, and you do such and such, and we do this, and you go, and then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that, whatever. And then I thought about it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And I was walking away. I was like, I'm not doing that. And this is where I got to this topic, to be or not to be. How often have we done this, where we say we'll do something just to shut somebody else up, or just quiet somebody else up, or just to get out of a situation because we in a rush and I was trying to get to a meeting, and I had me hemmed up at the door talking, trying to go back and forth about something on the sermon I preach. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but how often do we agree to things that essentially change the core of who we are? And in religious cases, I think that we should be a lot more careful with that. So many people have come to religious spaces because someone basically badgered them into it. Now, again, I wasn't going to go back and forth and say, well, I don't agree with that, and I wasn't going to do all that, because why? First off, I had to get to a meeting. I'm not supposed to be here standing for this conversation. In fact, I was going that way because I was trying to avoid the other person on the other side who was hemming me up over there, like getting hemmed up two different ways. So I'm trying to go this way to sneak around from downstairs. And got caught and hemmed up even longer than if I would have went that way. So then when I did come back, I got hemmed up again. I missed like 30 minutes of the meeting getting hemmed up by folks. And that's what I'm saying. We got to be careful, man. Get folks all hemmed up, tied up. You know what they're going through, what they got going on, what's happening. And I know it comes from a good place. My folks who walk this gospel with me, I know it comes from a good place. But there's a certain point where that good place, that good intention and love that we have, folks is looking at you like you just annoying and in the way. And I know some of us pride ourselves on that. Some of us pride ourselves on being, in people's faces and getting, talked about and spit on. Some of us pride ourselves on. I don't pride myself on it. I don't pride myself on being so annoying that people feel the need to have to spit on me and stuff like that. Because most of the time, if we just be honest with ourselves, and now I'm just going off on tangent now, but if we just be honest with ourselves, most of the time, the reason people want to spit on us, do all that stuff, because we done irritated them and got on their nerves, and it's just the ongoing thing. There's a wisdom and a grace I think we can have in sharing our faith, and it doesn't coerce people. A wisdom and a grace that doesn't coerce people into making decisions they will otherwise not make. And I think that when it comes down to this thing, this is why I go so hard on these type of topics, because when it comes down to people's faith and the relationship with the divine one, when it comes down to that, that's not on me to badger you and bully you into it and try to apologize you into it and that's not on me to do that. One plants, one waters, but watch this, it's the Holy Spirit who gives the increase. And so the moment I start trying to create a space where I've won all these souls and I've done all of that, listen, yeah, I'll create the opportunity for it, but I'm not beat nobody up to come to Christ. And I'm done doing that. I made that decision a long time ago. I'm not here to persuade, convince, or do anything else like that. I'm simply here to show love, to show light, to be the light, to be who I am. If that resonates with somebody, guess what's going to happen? the conversation is going to engage anyways. And I've gotten more people that way than I ever did by taking my Bible and beating them over the head, trying to convince them of, well, you know, it says right here that don't mean nothing to people today. Like to people who they're just trying to figure it out, and so they can see more. Then they will they'll see more in the way you live than they will in what you say. More is caught than is taught, right? You've heard that saying? More is caught than is taught. I don't know if I think I got that from Rick Home. More is caught than is taught. And you know, so if people can't catch your life being a certain way and then be engaged in it, then you trying to just teach it to them, beat them over the head, ain't gonna do nothing no more anyways. Especially since a lot of us are ignorant to what's actually really there in the first place, in the scripture, in the text, in the Bible. Most of us are ignorant to it, and we don't even realize that we're what is called eisegeting. We're eisegeting into it versus reading what's actually in the text. We're reading into the text what we've already been taught and learned. Then when people have questions, we don't got no legit answers, and so then it creates so when I'm saying to be or not to be, I'm asking this question today: what masks have we been wearing because somebody, you know, what masks have we been wearing because somebody coerced us to put that mask on? And I'm talking now especially to us religious folks. How many of us are in church spaces and other stuff like that where we ain't necessarily with the, you know, we ain't necessarily with everything as well, but we too scared to speak up, too scared to say anything, because somebody gonna say something to us, and so we got to be, you know what I mean? So to be or not to be, what I'm asking you is, are you gonna be yourself? Are you gonna be true to yourself, true to what you think, true to what you believe? Or are you gonna keep wearing a mask so that you can align yourself with what somebody else thinks, what somebody else is, what somebody else wants you to be? All of that. And my fear is that many of us do that. And when I say many of us, keyword is us. Many of us, I was part of the us. How many times have I took on stuff, said stuff, did stuff, lived out stuff, acted like and then we get called a hypocrite when it comes to face, when you got to face the reality that I don't really actually think that. Now you a hypocrite. Now you see what I'm saying? Now they're looking at you like you messed up. They don't put you on this pedestal that they want you to live on. They want you to live on. And now you own it. And when you fall off of it, now they can't wait to say something. They can't wait to say something. You know what I mean? So we're not doing that no more. Be who you are. And that's the question. To be myself or to be what somebody else wants me to be. So to be. What is your to be? What is your not to be? Are you going to be yourself? Or are you going not to be yourself in light of being what somebody else wants you to be? Or the flip side of that would be, are you going to not be what somebody else wants you to be so that you can be yourself? Like, you know, just be you, whatever it is, wherever you are in your journey, in your walk, in your thoughts, in your own it. And anybody who got something to say about it and they got something to tell them, have a Coke and a smile and you know the rest. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. That's my little bit of a soapbox. And it started with me on the beach, then having to have a sudden switch in energy. And everything was good. I'm not saying church was bad. I wouldn't be at church if my church was bad. So I ain't saying that. I'm saying just one person who just threw my whole, well, it was like two times. But one person who just, and it made me realize it when I said, oh my God, how often have I said, yeah, I just do something just to shut somebody up? Now I got all this extra pressure and stress on me, and I was just trying to shut them up. Too much. We ain't doing that no more, man. Who are you? What do you really think? What do you really believe? Like we asked the question last week, what do you believe? Why do you believe it? And not from the standpoint of because somebody else told me to. Because that is not stable. That is not stable. You will fall when that's the case. And that's why we've seen so many people who are part of really heavy religious movements who now all of a sudden are not part of it anymore. Why? Because they never really had it gripped to begin with. And I'm not knocking them. I'm knocking the people who pressured them. And so, you know, don't be pressured. Be yourself. Be who you are. Think how you think. It's my soapbox show for the day. I know it was a lot, but there you go. Let's do this real quick. We're taking a music break. I got a couple songs I'm going to try out today. So we're taking this music break, but y'all welcome to the stage real quick. My friend, my homie, my brother, my partner on the show, Y'all welcome him here. Who's the one and only? Let's see. We'll call him Dr. Eric Rideout to the stage. There he is right there, y'all. E, what's up, brethren?
Man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's one of them morning. Good
I
morning,
see.
everybody. You in the group text too, Zeke. That Fred said.
I don't even know what my phone is. I can't even find my phone.
He said you need to pay attention.
I don't even know what my phone is. Yeah, it's somewhere around there.
He just added you in something. But good morning, everybody.
Who's that?
Fred.
Oh, got you. Yeah. I don't
Fred
know
got you in the
phone
group text chat, man. Tell dude to pay attention.
Yeah, I took my phone off this weekend. We went traveling. I turned my. I needed
he literally just made the group text right now.
Oh,
so he said when you get a minute, just check it out. But good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, and all that good stuff.
Look, as he came on. Look who else came on as you was coming on the stage. Is your mama? Y'all know we show mama to the show love. Y'all show Eric's mama some love, Mrs. JP Rideout, Miss Johnny Rideout. When y'all see her on here, you know y'all got to show all the love.
Hey, Johnny Rideout, what's up? I'm in a different.
Oh
location.
man, not calling your mama the first name. Oh God. Oh my God.
She know what it is, but I'm in a different location, so I'm just trying to adjust to the lighting is different. But
that's right. You no, you at the house today, but you traveling this week.
Yeah. No, I came out of my mother's house this morning.
Oh, gotcha.
But so I just said I'm here now. I might as well do it from here.
Yeah.
And the rest of this week I'm out. I'll be back Wednesday and Friday. So yeah. So I'm out. So excuse me, y'all. If the lighting is darker and stuff, I can't really.
Nah, it'd be all right. It's all fine, man. Yeah. So good topics today. We're gonna be talking about like people who wear these masks. I got into it. I didn't get into it with the lady. We didn't get into it at all. There wasn't nothing like that at all. It was just one of the things that she's sweet. I don't want to get twisted. I want people to think there's like some mean person walked up to me with a Bible like, you need to think this Bible. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just one of those conversations where I was in a rush. I was trying to do something. I thought very differently about what she was talking about. But I ain't had time to first off go back and forth with her. Two, I didn't have desire to go back and forth with her. I just didn't want to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was to turn into one of those conversations. And so I was like, you know what? Fine, we can do that. We'll sit down one day. And I thought about it, like, I'm not going to sit down with you and go back and forth over this at a later date. No, no. For what? For what? Like, and then I just realized I'm about to, if I did that and went along the lines of what she was saying, I would really only be doing it to appease her. Not to, and I've made so many decisions in my life trying to make sure that other people were appeased, trying to make sure that other people didn't feel some kind of way, walk away from that paper. And then I just had to think about it. I was like, people just really like was just true to their own thoughts, their own belief, just stay true to that and just live that out. Then, as they come into light or whatever else, then let that sort itself out, but don't prematurely do it in order to appease somebody else's viewpoint on something. Because who's to say you even gonna hold that viewpoint? You know what I mean? Come time, who's to say you even gonna hold that viewpoint? Yeah, and who's to say they gonna still hold the viewpoint they have? Like, so this back and forth, bantering, arguing, apologists going back and forth with atheists and oneness going against Trinitarians and Christians going against Muslims and everybody trying to argue with each other. It's just like, man, just stick to what you believe right now. Live out your life based on that, and what's real will line up to the right to the top.
Like, I don't know if you saw what I sent you the other day. This pastor totally disagrees with how the church. What is it when all the church they said the heads came together to meet on what the Bible would be? What is that called?
He said Nicene Council wasn't where the Bible happened. There was another. I forget the council where they came up with.
He said he disagreed.
But there was different councils. There was many different councils in the early church.
What's the one you just said?
Nicene Council. So the Nicene Creed
was not. He said people got that wrong. he had a whole. He's a theological professor. He said all that's been taught wrong. And I watched his story. I sent it to you. I said this is interesting, his view. But I think, man, like,
you talking about the one with Eric Mason,
black guy?
Yeah, Eric Mason from Philadelphia. My cousin Jeremiah, we play his song, Duzzy Daniel. We play his song a lot. That Waiting for Me. He used to be his assistant, actually. Yeah,
is that the guy that I sent you the clip of?
With the beard, the glasses.
Yeah,
kind of heavy set, cocky guy. Yeah, that's Eric Mason. It's Pastor Eric Mason. He's from Philadelphia, Epiphany Church in Philadelphia. My cousin used to actually be his personal assistant. I used to travel with him. It was like you do with Fred. My cousin was for him. Like he's he was with him. He's part of the reform. But there's a lot of stuff I agree with him on, a lot of stuff I disagree with him on. But I love his approach. That's one thing for sure. I love the way he approaches stuff. And that video, I have to agree with everything he said. We've all turned the Nicene Creed. People learn a little bit of information. People like me, we learn a little bit of information, and then we think we know everything, you know. And people pour everything onto the Nicene Council. So they think that's where the Bible came from. They think the Constantine had really, and it's just like that's not even historically accurate. You know, if you watch, if you go to any seminary, I'm gonna say any seminary, you gotta be careful. But if you go to seminary that have a historical, that put a heavy emphasis on historicity and things like that. If you go to any archaeologists and all these other people like that they'll tell you, the history professors, they'll all tell you, like, that's not what the Nicene Council was. You know, there were other issues that were on the table. The Nicene Council, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the issue of the nature of the Trinity, I think was what was the issue on hand at the Nicene Council. Yeah, I think it was issues around the Trinity. I
wonder where people just got all that other stuff from. It was about he broke the Bible down in the books. It's like that never happened.
That's not how that happened. That happened a whole different way. It really wasn't too much of it was a council where they decided on what the official scripture would be, but it wasn't a Nicene Council for sure. Like I forget what council it was. There was somewhere. It wasn't Carthage. I'm about to make that up. It was another town. It was another town where they did that council. But that actually happened, and I'm probably about to F some names up. I should have researched this before this came up. I think Athanasius. Maybe it was Athanasius. It might not have been. But it was the first person to use the New Testament with 27 books in the way that we see it. Many people don't realize this and know this, and this is how you end up in these long theological debates, these history debates. And this is why I say I won't go back and forth with people no more, because they don't even understand like these pieces, like just the little basic parts of it. In their mind, the Bible just dropped out of heaven one day, and now we have it in King James, and that's what it's supposed to be. So when people start thinking like that, I'll be like, there's nothing we can talk about. Like, what am I like? I'm not gonna sit here and give you a college lesson on where the script came from. I'm not gonna do that. Like, you pay somebody for courses, and since you ain't gonna do that, you stay believing
what you
believe.
What you say anyway.
Yeah, and they don't have to. They don't have to. They don't have to. History books will continue to say, because it's well documented. All of these councils are well documented. That's very, very well documented.
And I agree with you, but even with that, people still say that's flawed. Because you're gonna have to show this is in the history books. We all see it. This history book says this. It's like we say, people do what you gonna do because it's no in people's mind. Jesus said, and best example, we all quote him. But what did he say? Man, look, if you go and share someone the gospel, they don't believe it, leave. Shake the dust off your feet and keep it put.
Just keep going.
And said, let me just beg you to come. He's like, this is what it is. Because he said, go out and share the gospel. So you go out and share it. People say, I don't believe that. Well, okay, don't believe it. I shared it.
But that's my problem.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, my problem is I think so many people have risked sharing the gospel for the sake of sharing apologetics. Like they're trying to prove something or and at that point, it's just like, there's too much access to information in people's hands now. So now you come in trying to prove, if you just live the gospel out, if you just live your life out, live your faith out, live your belief, I don't even care if it's the gospel, whatever it is. Like if it's if you got a belief system that says that that you should eat healthy, if you got a healthy eating lifestyle, it's one thing for you to walk up to somebody and say, you need to eat this and you need to eat that and you need to do this. Like, and people gonna look at you like, man, shut up. Like you don't have to go on a diet. We got stuff that says that maybe your body type is not good to be on the Mediterranean diet. Maybe you need to be on this, but you preaching the gospel of the Mediterranean diet to me. You need to be on the Mediterranean. You need to do this. And meanwhile, you don't even live it out. Like, if you would just constantly eat and I could see the results in your life, I could see how you are healthier. I can see how you maybe have a more, how you slim down. I can see how you have more energy. Then maybe now I got some questions. Yo, what are you doing? What are you eating? What is making you this way? And that goes a whole lot longer way to convince somebody than you coming up to me out of nowhere telling me I need to think this, I need to believe this, I need to eat like this, and that's what we do as Christians. I went down this rabbit trail. That I'm about to go on this music break, but I went down this rabbit trail the other day of just watching people who have left the church. I go on these rabbit trails sometimes. That's how I be so interested in what folks like that have to say. And I went down this rabbit trail and just listening to how they were seeing different people's responses and the types of stuff that we as Christians, as believers, leave in comments unwarranted, unasked for, under people's like posts and stuff like that. Like, people like, this is the main reason I would not come back to this. This is the main reason I would do. Like, I mean, just going to the rabbit trail, all of them say the same thing. And to that, I'm just like, oh, okay. In that case, then, we need to maybe adjust something because we're getting viewed one way. But how do you change that when you get some people who want that? They want to be viewed as, I don't know. They want to be viewed as the world gonna hate me because they hate Jesus. They gonna spit on me, and I want you to cuss me out. Now they take pride in all this. They gonna be proud of.
You see, some people want to play the role of the martyr. That's just
yeah. Oh yeah.
Play the martyr.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dr. Hammond. It's a rant. Some people want to play the role of the martyr, right? They want to be known. I went down fighting for Christ. Okay, and you really want to? Well, I ain't gonna say that because that's gonna set somebody. But are we gonna be persecuted for Christ's sake? Yes. But do we put ourselves in situations to appeal? Okay, it's one thing if we sitting there talking, Zeke, about the Bible, you and I, and somebody come up and say, I don't believe in that crap y'all talking, shut up over here. Okay, that's one thing. Then me going to inside the restaurant and just stopping. Everybody stop eating for a minute. Listen, you're going to hell and blah, 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 blah. And then when people start attacking me, oh, see, I was just sharing the gospel and they beat me up. No, you came in with a weird approach and you made yourself that situation. It's just like
typically what happens. That's
what happens. It's like people don't have a sensitivity how to do things. It's just like the guy who Debbie Downer is a good example. You remember her from Saturday Night Live, Debbie Downer, and how she would just say the most random stuff, and everybody like, oh, she was that, like, oh, you out of. It was funny though. That's a different case with Debbie Downer. It was hilarious, but she made herself, by the words she said, the focal point of everybody's irritation. And it's one thing, even if you're a street pastor, if you're a street pastor and you're ministering a certain way, is one thing to do it a certain way. Then when somebody walk by, hey, you're going to hell. You're a man with a skirt on. Okay. Or, hey, you woman, you got a lesbian haircut. It's like your approach is everything. And it's one thing to, even if, I watch people share the gospel and they do it so smooth and just conversation. It's conversation because Jesus didn't say just sit, he said to share it. But how do we share it as a church is so messed up, I think, how we do it. It's never a time when it calls for you to yell at somebody and holler at them. It's never time. The only time you see Jesus mad was at us. You never hardly read when Jesus was mad at the world. Even when they was crucifying him, he said, oh, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. When it came to us, we was all kind of dogs and all kind of stuff. His irritation was with the church, not with the world. He said, I didn't come for you. I came for them. So we need to take his approach. If we go say we believe, we need to take it and do how he did. Everybody say, what would Jesus do? If he lived now, he would be sitting outside on the street talking to the homeless guy. He wouldn't say
now, he probably wouldn't be invited in most people's churches.
He wouldn't be invited nowhere. They'd be like, this, he would not be accepted. And they would know that's him, but he pushing it now. Like, wait a minute. But anyway, we gotta go to our music break, I know, but it's just the mentality of people and how they think, how they are. It's just crazy to me. It's off, it's weird, it's
with no question or wondering like where somebody is first. Instead, it's that jump in immediately. It's like, I'm gonna jump in immediately and just tell you what I think. I don't really care what you think right now until it aligns with what I think. But you ain't even ask what I think. You don't even know what I believe. You don't even know where I am with it, why I'm there. And that's the kind of stuff that, when I say to be or not to be, as that kind of stuff comes up, then my goal for us Lock Stars and everybody that's here is, I'm painting this picture because it came from this religious standpoint of being a church and all that stuff like that. But this happens in so many other contexts. Some of us got stuff at work we done took on. We at work. Your boss says, I need you. Remember on what's that show? What's that movie? Office Space. We was like, I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday. I'm gonna need you. And you just be taking on stuff because you're trying to fit in, or you trying to not get shunned in some kind of way, or you're trying not to, we be trying not to stand out too much. We be trying to look like we're fitting in, look like we part of the thing, So instead of speaking up and saying like, no, I don't want to do that, and just simply being like, no, I just don't want to do that. I told one of the girls yesterday, at church, I told one of the girls yesterday, she was like, somebody said something, she wanted to dance, and she sang with other guy. She said, well, I was tired, and I was such and such, and this
just say no.
So I didn't want to dance. I was like, okay, so do you got aspirations of doing music and other stuff? Because if you tired from 4 days ago, and so you can't do something on a Sunday, and that's gonna be hard. No, it's just I didn't really feel like I want to dance. I want to just say that. Like, you don't have to try to make somebody else feel. You know what I mean? You don't have to make somebody else feel like you're trying to coddle them along. I wish I would have learned that lesson a long time ago, because I wouldn't be caught up in some of the stuff that I be caught up in now. You know what I mean? I would have just said, I know I don't want to do that. I'm not doing. I was watching a TV show the other day, and they wanted it was a movie. And she was on the school board. They moved into a new community and put their daughter in this new school. And so she was on the PTA and taking on all these things. They had her chopping up all these like stars and whatever, like 10,000 stars. And they were putting too much work on her. She had other stuff she wanted to do. So by the end of the movie, the lady that was over the PTA said to her, she was a mom. She said to her, oh my God, I got a job next year that you'll be good at that. And she was like, no. She was like, huh? The PCA boss, she was like, huh? She was like, no, I don't want to do that. No. And she just got in the car and drove off. And I'm saying, if only I had that kind of boldness, like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't think that. No, I don't feel like that. No, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you. No, I'm not going to take on this extra thing. Like, for some people, it's with your family. You get your family. Cause like, you done made it, because some of us, some of y'all done started doing real good financially. And now your family, every time you turn around, they think that because you made it, the whole family made it. And it's like, we made work for this. Yeah, like, I'm working.
Like Chris Tucker said, when he got his, made the movie. Man, petty people with the Android conversation and iPhone. I'm looking at something. You'll see it in a minute, but the chat we in, certain people say, hey, man, hey. All the iPhone people, we together. Then put the two Android people in their own separate chat room. I don't want to mess up my stream. But you know what I saw the other day? We got to go on a music break. Do you know they bringing you saw that new show, The Paper? That's coming out. It's a remake version of The Office. I don't know how I feel about that at all.
Oh,
it's called The Paper. Oscar is in it, and somebody else from the original Office is back in it. But it's like,
it's
a spinoff of The Office, but it's called The Paper. Now it's the people they get the paper from. office type setup. They got some of the Office cast in it. It's like they said a spinoff. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if you could. I don't
so
know
many
if they
shows
capture
that
that.
done that though.
It's like certain remakes are good, and some remakes are not. I don't know. I was just pondering that one. Like, certain remakes. Like did you like the way they redid the Fresh Prince? Was different. The new version.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. So I'm like, okay. But then I saw this remake of Good Times as a cartoon. I'm like, this ain't Good Times. That ain't Florida Evans. What is this? So anyway, I just saw that Office thing and it bothered me.
All right, y'all. Let's take this music break right here. We done pushed up to 8:25. Jesus Christ. All right, y'all. We're gonna take this music break. A couple songs here. I love this song right here. It's called "Love Myself" by Andre Henry. I want to play it for y'all. I like this artist. I really like this guy a lot. And then we'll play something else to see if y'all like that as well. Here we go right here. "Love Myself," Andre Henry. We'll be right back. Yeah. I'm gonna find my phone.
Oh yeah.
I want to love myself without needing someone else to say it to me. I want to love myself without needing someone's help to show it to me. Cause I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you become. Don't know why I cannot hear it unless it comes from someone else, but I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. Myself. I want to be someone who's not swayed by opinions, to be me authentically without apology. I want my heart to soar without being insecure and point out what's wrong with me, cause sometimes subconsciously, yeah, I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you become. Don't know why I cannot hear it unless it comes from someone else, but I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. To myself. When I say it to myself, oh yeah, when I say it to myself.
Confidence, radiance in every way. I will succeed by any means. I'll be who I wanna be. I won't take no for an answer. I'm free to be me. I can fly. I can fly higher than the clouds. Touch the sky. I'm a grown woman, and I will succeed. I will survive. Past is behind me. I'm right on track. Free, free to be me. I can fly. I can fly higher than the clouds. Touch the sky. I can soar higher than the clouds. Touch the sky. Just like an eagle, fly away. To an higher place, be swept away. You can achieve if you believe. Oh, take a chance. Don't give up on your dreams. Just know you can fly. 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 You can fly. There's no limit to for you. Oh, reach for the sky. You can fly high. 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 You can fly high.
Hey. I don't know who that is, but it's a song by Vendi and Crystal. Shout out to them. And then that first song was Andre Henry with a song called Love Myself. And I tell you why I love that song. I love that song called Love Myself because it's like taking the initiative to love yourself. Not to worry about what other people think. Like, I don't say it to myself enough. How often do we do that? Do we look in the mirror enough and say to ourselves, hey, man, I love you. Hey, you're going to be all right. Hey, things are going to be good. We always talk about the Bible saying sometimes you got to encourage yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror every day, multiple times a day. You might as well talk to yourself then. So that's why I love that song. But, yeah, so there goes 2 new musics out. Shout out to that. Yeah, man. So, so this weekend, what was you up to this weekend, Doc? Uh-oh, you muted. There you go.
There we go. Man, this past weekend I went to see the premiere movie. Enjoyed it. Man, I was supposed to say again this week. I hung out and just took it easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I used to love the Superman movies when I was a kid. I used to love them movies. The ones with, what was his name? Reeves. Christopher Reeves, yeah.
Oh, you talking about the old Superman?
Yeah, I'm talking about the old Superman movie. I'm talking about
I went to see the new one. I liked it. It was interesting. He had the little crypto. His dog was in there. The dog was terrible. He was the worst dog I ever seen in my life. He was just bad, But it was a good movie. They made a lot. The first day was almost 60.5 million. The first.
Wow.
So yeah, they made a killing. So Marvel now is releasing the Fantastic Four. It's coming next on the 19th, so they have to compete.
Oh, I thought that came out already. Okay.
No, they're in competition. Superman came out first, and they trying to see who will do the best numbers. So, that's a big game.
Yeah.
When you get the budget.
Yeah, I think Superman gonna win that one personally. I don't know though. I mean, people are in the Marvel train. They probably want to see, How does it fit into the cinematic universe?
Wow. He did this weekend Superman did 200 in his first weekend. Oh, they said it did a current. The Superman made an additional 95 million on the international side for a current total of 217 million this weekend.
Dang.
Good Lord, 217 million.
Isn't that crazy, the kind of numbers that movies do? Like, it's crazy the kind of numbers they do.
That number,
you know what's even crazier? I think about that stuff, and we've never had, I ain't gonna say we've never had, we've had a few of them, but that's it, like a handful of black blockbusters. Like things that were intentionally set up to be like Superman is going to be a blockbuster. You know, Batman movies are going to be blockbusters. The Marvel stuff, you know, we have, of course, Black Panther, but that still fit into the Marvel cinematic universe. I mean, at the end of the day, it was like, but black folks were the ones that saved Hollywood. We like black movies saved Hollywood, and folks don't acknowledge that history.
Back in the day, the black exploitation movies did,
right?
But then, who saved Marvel single-handedly? Honestly, people sleep on it. Was Blade.
Blade saved Marvel
financially when that movie came out. Yes,
Blade. Marvel was going into bankruptcy. Actually, Blade came out like West Snipes, of course, was cast. Save Marvel. Yeah, and folks do not think about that. That's real though. Like Warner Brothers, when it came to I forget what movie saved the Warner Brothers studios. But it was a black movie. All that black exploitation stuff from the 90s, the 70s, like that stuff was you know, it was cheap to make, it was really cheap to produce it, and then of course we was going to see it because for black folks we was happy to see ourselves as lead characters and, you know, had these lead roles and do all that black movies from the hood. So we was going to the movie theater to see that stuff, and so cheap to make it, but turned over a big profit as a result, and that's what saved Hollywood. Otherwise, Hollywood would have been downtown LA looks like pretty much what Hollywood.
But you know what?
Like I mean, that's what we did.
When don't we save the world? Think about it. When don't our people save stuff? We save sports. We save entertainment. Cooking, food. White people save it all. You all should be proud. You all make the world go round. Don't let nobody tell you different. Dang, you know what, Zeke, we forgot today?
What's that?
The morning shout outs.
No, we didn't. I did earlier.
You did them?
Yeah. Because I turned on the comments and I started looking at them.
You're right.
Yeah, I went through a whole shout out thing. Speaking of mothers, look who I just saw come in here. My mama, Dr. Lisa Mason. Y'all gonna show my mama some love. She'll actually be here this week on Thursday, I think. Yes. Yeah, my mom just said Thursday. She'll be here Thursday. She'll be here this week. I know that much. So my mama will be here this weekend. She'll be in Kankakee at the She Conference. So yeah, definitely want people to be able to go to that. Y'all show my mama some love. And while we at it, speaking of showing love and stuff that's coming up, stuff that's going on, this was in the announcements, and I meant to do it earlier, but I got caught up in the morning shout outs and I was still trying to do my hair. There's a lot happening all at one time, and I'm not on my game this morning, y'all. No, babe, not Thursday, Friday morning. Yeah, now my wife giving me wrong information online. Nope, Friday. So yeah, let me put this up if I can find it, if I can load it. No. Well, let me throw this one up there first. So y'all know we've been doing these healing voices things. Y'all saw me going back and forth with Cyril and all that because we had that healing voices, and last week was a good time. The music you hear in the background, we actually made it at Healing Voices. Y'all want to catch Rhonda on the Rock singing, go follow her page because for her day number 1,852, she did, I don't know what day it was, I just know it was a lot of days, and she's been going live every single day posting content, and so you can see her singing to this track right here that we came up with. It was a good time. Yeah, so go check out Rhonda on the Rock. And I'm trying to get this other one episode up because I want to make sure y'all get a chance to see this. We got another thing that's coming up, but Healing Voices is an amazing thing that I want people to be able to come out to. And the reason I want them to, like I said, it's like a group therapy session with music. Like, it's a vibe. It's a whole thing. Like, so I definitely want people to come out to that. But hold on, let me see if I can find this other thing. Y'all definitely need. Oh man, why do things have to be so difficult? Why, Eric? Why? Anyways, yeah. So Healing Voices, y'all come out. That's next Thursday. I'm trying to get this other thing up there because there's another support group that we have going on, and for some reason, it just, okay, maybe I'll undo this. Yeah, move that out the way. I'm not gonna fight with StreamYard this morning. That's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna fight with this internet. Take that down. I'm not gonna fight with the internet this morning. But yeah, Healing Voices next Thursday. But next Thursday we also have something else going on. And I'm really mad that I can't get this to load up. I went through all, put it on here, it won't load up. It's a support group that we're having. We call it a caretaker support group for caretakers, and I say for caretakers and strong friends. Shout out to my friends up in Waukegan at Jesus Name at the College Church for their HRC. They have their strong friend support group. Well, this one is for strong friends and caretakers. So y'all know it's a lot of people who caretake for other people. You know what I mean? By caretaking, I mean like, you know, people who are of bad health, or maybe they're starting to lose it mentally a little bit. Maybe, you know, it's a physical ailment or some kind of a handicap. I don't want to use the word handicap, but a disability that's there, you know. So when that happens, unfortunately, I see why I won't load up, because it's a PDF. That's stupid. Okay. Anyways, I'll put the flyer on there. I'll have that up by the end of the show. I'll tell y'all that much. Because I'm about to send it to I'm about to send this version of it to my computer. But you can get a group next Thursday. Not this Thursday. Next Thursday. That's the 24th. And I should be able to put it up now. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can make it happen so that people can see it. Downloads. Everything's just out of whack. I don't know why. Will it go up? There it goes. All right, cool. We got it up there. We got it up. All right, caretakers and strong friends. That ain't the way I wanted to put it up, but it came up. So there you have it. Right, it's not the place where I had it, but there's always a second way to do things. So caretakers is a support group for caretakers, strong friends. If you are somebody who has been wearing the weight of everybody else around you, or maybe it's just one person you're wearing the weight of, you might be taking care of an elderly parent. You're taking care of a child with disabilities. You're taking care of someone who's starting to lose cognitive abilities. Maybe you're taking care of someone, like I said, with a physical thing. Maybe it's just you, the person that everybody always comes to. You the strong friend. You the one that every time somebody got an issue, every time somebody got a problem, every time somebody got the job loss, a breakup, every time somebody didn't get their way, every time the slightest little thing, you the main person they call, and they dump everything on you. I'm raising my hand, and let me start raising my other hand, because I'm that guy sometimes. And people just start dumping everything on you, and then they leave you. They feel better, but now you wearing their weight and all the weight that you got, because you the strong friend. This support group is for y'all. So this is at noon. I'm gonna be honest, it's catered a little bit more towards seniors. Not that it's only for seniors, but it's at noon because it's catered to them. So every fourth Thursday throughout the remainder of the year 2025, unless that's like Christmas or something like that, or Thanksgiving, then for the next few months, every fourth Thursday at 12 noon, light lunch will be provided. So it's like a sandwich or some, something like that kind of stuff. But then we get together and we will just talk. We'll just talk and just we'll pour out on each other and support each other. While everybody else pours out on us, we get a chance to take all that stuff they poured out on us and pour it out on a group of people who can bear the weight of it together, and then we can hug it out, and then we go home. So on your lunch break, for the 14th in Vincennes, that's where this one is going to be at 12 noon every fourth Thursday. Next Thursday is a busy day because we got that, and then of course this comes up right behind it at 7 p.m. on that same day, on the 24th. So next Thursday at 114th Vincennes, Chicago is going to be a busy, busy day. It'll be that way every fourth Thursday. So you don't want to miss that. There's all kinds of chances to come out and be part of some healing. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a thing. So I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. Oh, there it is right there. Day number 124. She debuted her song. Rhonda debuted her song. There it is. She was singing, so y'all get to know that Rhonda is a singer now. So yeah. And then look at some. Yeah, Rhonda was singing. She was at Healing Voices last week. She was singing. Yeah, she did her thing. Oh yeah. So everybody who missed that, y'all missed out, man. Y'all missed out on Healing Voices. It was good. It was a good time. I can't wait to do it again. So we got it next week on the 24th. That's what we're gonna build. Next week is building. But for those strong friends and caretakers, we'll announce that as we keep going throughout the remainder of the week and next week and all that. I'll keep bringing it up. But I think that's so important. It goes right back to the conversation that we was having about like not taking on too many things that just don't align with you and where you are in your life and what you believe. And sometimes we get hit with it. Sometimes we have to because again, if it's a sick parent or a sick child or a husband or a wife, especially husband and wives. I mean, so death do his part, right? Like, so when you take all of that stuff on, oh man, sometimes you lose yourself. You don't start loving yourself, you start losing yourself. You start replacing that V with an S, and instead of love yourself, you lose yourself. And for the sake of someone else, making sure they're all right, making sure they can get to their appointments, making sure that they can get to the to the bathroom, or making sure that they can have something to eat, or making sure they get to the hospital when you need to. I mean, it's just all this stuff that just takes you out of yourself. And a lot of times people don't want to admit that and acknowledge that oftentimes, but we need support. We do. We need that support. So if you are of one of those people and you need that support, come on out. Come on out to the support group if you're in the Chicago area. Let me put it on the screen one more time on the screen. There it is. Right there. So one more time on the screen. Support group for caretakers and strong friends. Y'all come on out. I want to see you there. It's going to be a good time. I'll tell you what. Let's do a couple other shout out real quick. I see this shout out that just came across the screen. This is a shout out to Jamaica Lachey. In case y'all don't know who Marcus's wife is, and she has a new series that's going to be upcoming, the debut. We're going to have her on the show to talk about it when it is time. So definitely, it's called The View From Here. We're going to have her on to talk about that, and then Rich, when he's on, we'll talk about his thing as well. Chat PKT, y'all saw me behind the scenes doing some stuff in the pre-show, so that's coming up as well. Where preacher kids talking about different issues and stuff. So y'all hear a little bit of that side of me over here, because I lean into the PK side oftentimes. But this is specifically geared at that, and so I've been a part of those conversations, and so you definitely want to check that out. Yeah, but oh my goodness. So, all right, let me say it like this. Let me ask y'all this question. Let's go ahead. Let me ask y'all this question. How many times, I just want to engage a little conversation here. How many times have you, because maybe I'm the only person, I'm willing to admit this, I might be the only one who's ever done this, and I'm willing to admit it. I sit here and I just assumed that there are other people who find themselves being that one person who always makes a way for everybody else, very seldom making a way for yourself. Now, I've been fussed at about this for the past 4 days. I won't say past 4 days. I was away for the last couple days. But Thursday night, definitely. Wednesday night, like I get fussed at sometimes for making a way for everybody else without making sure that I'm first good. I need some glasses or something. Would y'all get mad if I threw these glasses on? These are the only ones that's in here. They just happen to be sitting there. I promise I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just sick of that light hitting me right in my eye. Yeah, my eye's still healing up, but it's much better. Much better. But my goodness, it still gets irritated. So I'm not trying to be cool right now. I'm just, these glasses happen to be sitting there. They're not the most ideal ones, so I'm gonna have to switch them out a little later. But how many times have we done that? How many of us have been on the end of it where people put so much on you, right? And again, it's not just putting stuff on you just for the sake that like they want you to do a whole bunch of jobs, or they want you to, but I mean, like, they dump everything on you, even just their emotions. They dump their thinking on you. They do. How many of us have been in that position? And then so we take it on in order to make sure everybody else is good. And then by the time you get home at night, you exhausted, worn out, tired out, can't deal with the fact that that your life is still in a jam. But instead of you focus on your problems, you got somebody else's issue replaying through your mind all night long. Oh man, if only he would have done this, man. I'm gonna have to call him and tell him to do something. You figuring out everybody else's issues when you need to be figuring out yours. You worried about everybody else's stuff when you need to be worried about yours. That stuff, man. I wonder, am I the only one? Am I the only one? I don't like these glasses on. I don't like them on. Am I the only one? I don't like them on. Am I the only one who's ever been there? Maybe I am. And so the question now is, when we say to be or not to be, the question now is, how do we be us? How do we be ourselves in the midst of people who will pour and dump so much on us, even when it's not something we're looking for, even if it's not something we were looking or expecting. Sometimes it comes out of the blue. How do we remain true to ourselves? How do we be ourselves in the midst of that? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't figured it out. I just ain't figured it out. I've not figured it out. I still will put my last on the line for the sake of making sure that somebody else, everybody else is all good, only to look up a week later and realize I needed that money for my thing. I needed that energy for what I was working on. I needed that favor for my stuff. I didn't burn out a favor on your thing. Like, I needed that. I needed that. I don't know, like, just, I needed that for me. Have you ever flown on an airplane? We get on airplanes and they do that spiel. They do that whole thing, nobody's paying attention to. They do the whole thing, and they tell you, put your seatbelt on this way. And, if you're in the nearest exit row is over here and over there. And don't forget to look behind you, because the nearest exit may actually be behind you. So look around all sides before just running forward, and look at they give you all that. And one thing that they say, and I'm sure we've all heard this a million times in an example like this, but if the air pressure changes and drops suddenly, a mask is going to come flying out of the ceiling, boop. And when it comes down, they tell you, put your mask on before worrying about anybody else. Put your mask on before you get worried about putting on anybody else's mask. How often have we not followed that advice? How often have we? And I'm telling y'all, I'm that guy. I know my own mask just be hanging. I'm putting it on somebody else. Here's the problem. It's really practical. It makes all the sense in the world. I remember asking, I think it was my mother. I asked her this when I was younger, and she said, because if you run out of air while you're trying to help your baby, why do you put your mask on first? To me, that didn't make sense. Wouldn't a good parent make sure they put themselves on the line? That's that martyr syndrome, that martyrdom. Everybody wants to be a martyr. Everybody wants to feel like they made listen, you can make a bigger impact and difference when you're together, when you're well, when you're doing good. And so, so to me, don't it make sense to take your child's mask and they're helpless. They can't put their mask on. They need their mommy. They need their daddy. You see a kid sitting there by themselves and they need some help. Then worry about them first and then go ahead and get your mask. That's what makes sense to me. That's what made sense. And Mom said, well, what happens if you pass out in the midst of trying to get them? They panic and kicking and screaming. Let's say that happens. They panic and kicking, screaming, doing all of that. And you trying to do it. Now you exerting all this extra energy. And meanwhile, there's nothing being poured back into you. How often are we getting poured back into ourselves, taking care of self, worried about our own selves? And I'm telling y'all that this is, and y'all been watching me over the last few months. So y'all know that this is not where I'm do the best in. I don't excel in the area of taking care of self. I do not excel in the area. If I excel in any other areas of life, y'all think I excel in all these areas of life, I'm gonna tell you one where I have a shortcoming, and my excelling would be even bigger, wider, better. My trajectory would be further if I caught on to this one thing: take care of self before worrying about everybody else. And no matter how many different ways, because here's the reality of it: no matter how many different ways people will come up to you and tell you, you got to worry about you, you got to take care of you. Oftentimes, the same people telling you that be the main ones. Sometimes that be pulling on you the hardest. The family be the main ones pulling on you. Friends, they be the ones co-workers, they be pulling on you while seeing that you're drowning because they're close to you and they know you and they love you and they want the best for you, and they see you drowning and then they, still find other things for you to be able to do. I mean, or maybe not find things for you to do, but maybe when life comes up, because you're the friend, they in their mind, you can dump on, well, pause, you can't dump on them, but you know what I mean. You could dump your emotions, your feelings, all that crazy stuff you're dealing with on them. And so in their mind, you I should be able to do that with you. But oftentimes people don't see that. People don't see that. They just see the, I don't know. They just see their issue. They taking care of themselves, man. They getting theirs. We got to take care of self. So that's why I say, can it start with one thing? And it start with one little thing. Look it in the mirror. Like that song said, I want to tell myself I love myself. Can we look in the mirror? Can we look in the mirror and tell ourselves now, hey, you okay? Hey, you're all good. Hey, you're doing well. Hey, you're going to be fine, man. You're going to be all right. You're doing a good job. You're not the scum of the earth. You're okay. You're all right. Do we ever just look at ourselves and say that? And then do we get around people who pour into us instead of just dump on us? And that, again, that's the tough thing, man. That is a hard thing to deal with. Let me say what's up real quick. See my brother, my friend, Pastor Joel Polo. I've been saying this every time you come on. I say I owe you a call. I do. I owe you a call. What's up, good sir? Happy Monday. Let's get it. Absolutely. Look what my mom says here. People mistake it with self-sacrifice and godly service. Even Jesus practiced self-care. Yeah. We, this godly sacrifice. You got to give your all. You got to give. People will use that against you. I've learned this. Like on this journey, I done got to this age and to this point, and I'm gonna tell you one thing for certain, two things for sure. People will use this whole idea of self-sacrifice, not thinking of yourself more highly than you ought to, thinking of others as higher than yourselves, godly service. People will use language like that, like my mama just put in here. People will use that kind of language to tell you to do stuff in the name of that stuff, and then will never a bit more care how burnout you are. Not a bit more care how you go home at night and you ball up crying all night long. Because people won't care about that stuff. They won't see that stuff. They gonna dump all their issues out. All the stuff they got to get done, all the stuff that's bothering them they'll do all that. And I'm starting to get to the, hey, go get you a counselor. I am not a licensed clinical counselor. I am not a therapist. Like, I'll talk to you as a friend, like I'll ministry, whatever you want to call it. But at a certain point, I'll be like, hey, have you ever thought about counseling? And I've started straight up asking people that question. I'd say it gracefully. I'd be, hey, I don't mean to be offensive, and I don't know, maybe you have, maybe you do. But have you ever thought about going to talk to somebody about that? There's no harm in talking to somebody about that. There's no harm in, I done got to the point now where I started doing that. I had to start doing that because people, listen, they will tie you up. I got hemmed up. Like, people will hem you up. You need 30, 40 minutes After you just got done, if you're a minister or a worship leader, you work in church, you work in ministry in any capacity, on Sunday, you talking to people, but you got a lot of people to cover. You trying to hug everybody. You only got a quick minute to just, hey, how you doing? Is everything all right? I'll be praying with you, da-da-da. And for some people, you got to catch everybody, and you don't get a chance to just sit there and talk for 40 minutes with one person. But one person knows how to hem you up and have you there pour and dump everything on you. So I done got to the point now I'll be like, listen, I ain't trying to be offensive, but you might want to talk to somebody about that. Come on over here and see me. I can in the office on the week, and we get you hooked up with some counseling or something. This sounds above my pay grade. You're not gonna sit here and dump this on me. I don't have the tools necessary to deal with that. Like I don't like, and also, you done call me off guard. You assuming I'm be confidential with your stuff, which I will be because I'm responsible like that. But don't make that assumption either, though. Like just dumping your issues on people, and then here's the other side of it though. And I found myself in this way as well, where I started being the one now. Because I needed to dump all that stuff that people dumping on me while still dealing with my own stuff. And now I become the one that when I talk to my friends and I'm talking to people, I'm complaining. I'm saying, oh, we trying to get this, but such and such ain't quite working out. Nah, this ain't quite doing all of that. So now I've become the Debbie Downer. I've become the when I come in the conversation, I always got to complain. That energy is transferable. That's why I say get you around somebody who can pour life into you. Get you around somebody who will recognize even when you're down and you're having issues and stuff is going on, and they can just pour life back into you. Rich says it every day, right? Life is choice driven, choose life. I got a hint for you, choose life. But can I expand that just a little bit? My own take on that in regards to this conversation. You can't make a choice for life if you don't even have life in front of you. And if all day, every day, the only thing that's happening is you got issues. We all got them. Let's just be, even when we don't have issues, we got issues. We just working them out well. That's all it is. It's just issues that are working out very well. Like, you don't have an issue. You have an issue of a bill needing to be paid. It's just that it's worked out real well, so it's not a stress on you. The person who's poor also has the same issue. The bill needs to be paid. The reason it becomes stressful because they ain't got the money for it. So how you can manage and handle issues is different. But we all have issues. So the problem is, if in all of our issues and everything we see, all we see is down and death and the mess ups and the heartbreak, and if that's all we see, then how do you choose life? If all you see is death, how do you choose life? So you got to be around someone who pours life into you, so you even have the option of life to make it into a thing. Yeah. So I tell y'all what, let's do another music break. But that's why we do stuff like this, man. That's why we do stuff like this. That is exactly why we do this kind of stuff right here. Because you got to be around people who pour life. You got to be. That's why we do stuff like these support groups. That's why we do stuff like Healing Voices. That's why we do this kind of stuff, because these support groups, these spaces where you get the chance to just come in, and be around folks who are going to love you, pour life into you, not try to dump their issues on you for the sake of just them feeling good, but they doing it all together. That's what we in for. That's what we looking for. So come on out, Healing Voices. Come on out to the support group. All that stuff. It fits so much into this conversation. That's why I love it. I love it. Let's see. Let's take a music break right here real quick. Shout out to Miss Ursula Ellis, who just came in here. What's up, Miss Ursula Ellis? Come on, get off the screen. There it goes. That's not you, Miss Ursula Ellis. I was telling the flyer to get off the screen. It was getting stuck on me. It was getting stuck on me. So I don't know why everything's getting stuck today. I woke up yesterday at like 5 in the morning. It was hot in the house. I thought the AC had went out. I thought something happened. I was trying to fix the AC, and then I heard my name. Somebody came knocking on the door talking about some. They was trying to pull power from my. I was like, "Did you blow my power out?" because the power wasn't working. It turned out to be that. Then I heard my neighbor say, didn't nobody have electricity? I was like, oh, that's what's going on. So you know, yeah. So I'm saying that to say I'm on edge a little bit because they still down there working on stuff, and I'm scared that everything gonna just go out again. I'm scared of that. So let's take a music break. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna come right back up in this mug, but let's do a quick music break. Because you know my goal for this week, when I say to be or not to be, I know that seems like it's like how you tying this to be or not to be into what you're talking about. Trust me, bro. When you start thinking about it, just trust me. This is the question we all need to ask ourselves. It's an age-old question, but am I going to be what God has called me to be? Am I going to be what God has lifted me to be? Am I going to be where I am, just in the space that I'm in right now? Am I going to be secure in that? Or am I going to take on what everybody else has as an expectation for me? Am I going to take what everybody else has as their opinion and their viewpoint? Am I going to try to make sure everybody else is together before I make sure myself is together? What am I going to be? What am I going to be this week? And for me, I think I'm going to be, I'll throw this word out because people told me to use this word. A little bit selfish. Just a little bit selfish. I got to be just a little bit selfish. Trying to make sure everybody else is good and I'm not good. Just trying to get a little selfish. Trying to make sure everybody else got money and I ain't got none. It's trying to be a little selfish. Trying to make sure everybody else got energy and I ain't got none. I'm going to be a little selfish. And that's, I'm not trying to say, be selfish in that sense, but where you don't care for nobody else, no empathy, no cares. I ain't saying that, but I am saying enough that you putting your own mask on and then engage in the world to help them put their mask on. Because if you ain't got your mask together, there's too many people that's out here paid to help get people a mask on. Psychologists, pastors, counselors, all kind of stuff. Psychiatrists, doctors, like medical doctors for people who got sicknesses and stuff. There's too many people that have been trained and get paid to help you get your mask on for them to be coming dumping everything on you for free. That's all I'm saying. And then it ain't free. It costs somebody something. It's costing you something. It's costing you life. So what are you going to be? For me, I'm just a little bit selfish. I'm going to be just a little bit selfish this week because, my God. Yeah. So let's do this. I'm going to play some new music here. Shout out to True Hood. He got some music here, and I told him I was going to play this, some stuff, and he submitted a bunch of stuff. I got this Finding My Way Back is the name. No, that's not the name of the song. Is it the name of the song? No, the name of the song is something else. That's the name of the album is Finding My Way Back. Anyways, check the song out, True Hood. Then we're going to come back on a dancing note after that. So these two songs, are we coming right back? Y'all put your love in the comments and all that kind of stuff like that. And let me know, are y'all really taking care of self? Are we really taking care of self? Or are we finna start this week off Monday, concerned about everybody else? I don't know. I ain't being concerned this week about everybody else. Not this week. Yeah. So we will be right back right after this.
Situation where you don't know where to turn. People just want to guide you a certain way. Everything that's in my mind all the time. Oh, that's right. Sometimes I really want to let go. Sometimes I feel like nobody hears me out. I don't feel like I want to cry no more. I ask myself, why do I go this way or that way to you, Lord? Can you tell me what am I supposed to do, my Lord? I feel like I'm losing you. Like in certain situations, we feel like nobody else hears us out. We know God keeps on saying, come this way, when negative and enemies just pull you that way. So many people in my mind all the time. So So many people telling me what to do. All the time am I doing this wrong, my Lord? Should I keep listening now, my Lord? What should I do or say when negative come my way? People say don't pray and worry, but my mind keeps saying I should go this way.
Sometimes, we just don't have a guidance. But the Lord just keeps saying, come this way. When you have bills, situations, problems, heartaches, you just go the opposite way when the Lord just keeps saying, come this way. He just say, I should go this way. But negative want to tell you to go that way. When the Lord just keeps telling you to go this way.
Y'all might as well get your jam on. Get your jam on a Monday morning. Let's start the week off right. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Y'all jamming out with us? Y'all jamming out? I told you I had to find me some new glasses. I had to put on another pair of glasses. My hair wasn't sitting like I wanted to. I had to throw on a hat. Listen, I was not together. You ever just be not together all the way? And then when you not together, you just, that's part of the conversation. When you just not together, you just don't feel on your game. You just feel like, you just feel like, stuff ain't right. I gotta, yeah. This light was all in my eye, though. I said I can put some glasses. And I like my little circle glasses. I love these glasses. I do. They were not right for the job today. They weren't right for the job. Of course, they all in the ring light. They weren't right for the job. The light was still, this orange light is a little bit. These orange lenses are a little bit better. Yeah. And then my hair, I got sick of looking at it popping out. I'm like, what is going on? Bad hair day. Jesus Christ. I went there, I threw a hat on. Forget. I threw this hat on, so y'all got to deal with me in a top hat. There you go. It ain't even a top hat. It's just, yeah. I love this hat. Here's a fun fact. I actually did a photo shoot in this very shirt and hat with the jacket on. I actually did a photo shoot. The one that was the original I'm Walking stuff. And then, yeah. Original I'm Walking photo shoot. We had a whole other album art, and then we switched it up because we just had to switch it. We had to switch it up. So yeah. So yeah. So I had to do it. I had to go put a hat on and some glasses. The light is bothering me. Now I will say y'all this much though. My eye is a little bit better now. It is a little better, but Jesus, the light is just like aggravating it. My next step is to hit y'all with one of these right here. Y'all just got to see me in the dark. Oh, that feels so much better too. This is the next step. Y'all gonna have to. I might leave it like this actually. Zeke after dark. I might just have to leave it like this. This actually kind of nice. Yeah, it's not right in my eye.
You ended up going to the doctor already, or you end up not going yet?
No, I ain't go to the doctor for that. It's just a style.
Might not be.
Just a style. No, it was. It was just a style. Like it's dried out and everything. Like it's all dried up. It's, I had I did get, put those back on. I immediately regret that decision taking those off. I got some wipes that are specifically for it, like medicated and stuff, and they got all this different stuff. And so it helps to like dry it out, and it helps to like keep the debris pulled away. So I apply that like a few times a day, and clean and all of that, and try not to rub at it too much, and all that kind of good stuff. So right now it's like it's at that spot now where you can tell it's better. You can tell it's better, but it still look ugly. Like, so I hope I haven't left any bad impressions on anybody who's seeing me for the first time and they see me with this big cockeyed looking situation going. Oh, they were like, oh yeah, let's see, that's nigga with the big bump on his eye. That's
and then that's what they know you at.
Right, that's what they know you at. You know, you meet somebody for the first time, they got a book in their nose, and so you be like, oh, that's they who having that book in their nose. So even every time you see them after that, all you can see, even if they don't have, that's the one time they ever had a book in their nose, because that's when you met them. Now you like, oh, that's booger nose. That's like
that's the permanent. That's their permanent name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for somebody about to get mad because that was said already. We about to have an angry person somewhere in the comments.
What? You said they got a book in their nose?
That's their new name. That is. You know, black people do that. Think about it. We always find something on somebody, and that's the focal point moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But, man, this week, for me, is a busy week. There's a lot happening. And shout out to Keys. Him and Ari got their thing this coming weekend, right? The Friday.
I thought last weekend.
I thought they got one for this Friday.
They might. They pretty much there. They doing a lot of stuff though. I was trying to have Ari on last Friday to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, and I owe my boy Will see him. I forgot I told Will. I was like, yeah, come on Monday. Let's talk, do the thing. Let's do that. I straight up forgot. And then I found my text message on my phone, and I'm looking at my text. I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, and so, yeah. So he'll be on with us this week at some point. I think we said Friday. I think we set it on. So he'll be on with us then. And, yeah, so shout out to Will C. I owe him an apology for that. He was gonna come on and talk some stuff, some good news and all that, and then just talk about other stuff. And I just forgot. I honest to God forgot, and then I saw it the last minute, and it was too late by then. So I apologize, Will C. That's on me.
Yeah, my camera will be back on in a minute, people. I had to fix something, but to be or not to be, the theme for today is that to be what you are wanting to be. Or you something you are that you shouldn't be.
No. So that's what I just explained a minute ago. So the being, like, where, understanding who you are, where you are, like what's going on with you, being in tune with yourself, being in tune with just where you are, and making decisions from that standpoint. You know what I mean? Like people will. It's this idea that people will have you outside of your own self, outside of your own body, outside of your own thought processes, outside of your own walk, outside of your own, like they'll just have you outside of yourself for the sake of them, for the sake of what they think you should be. So that's the person. So, you know, if we were to put this to a, you know, and I hark on us a lot because, you know, I can't, and because I work actively in ministry, so I can, you know, I question things, and I don't question from the standpoint of you just do things the way it's always been done. I mean, the devil is a lie. No, like who to say the way it's always been done is right or right for this season. So I question stuff, and if it's good, then it'll hold up, and we'll keep with it. If it's not good, it'll show up, and we'll replace it with something else. But the message stays the same. But oftentimes what we do in ministry, like I was saying about the lady, we just walk up to somebody and we just have a vision of what somebody else is supposed to be. We have a vision for what they're supposed to be. And, you know, what we'll do is we will, you need to do this, you need to do that, and this, that, and never really get a good grip on where somebody actually is, what they actually have going on. We don't really try to
even want to do
find out info, right? Because somebody may not want. So you may be trying to tell someone. Like I said, as churches and folks, you know, we want everybody to get saved. We want everybody to come to the Lord. So we'll preach at them. We'll do all this other stuff. Keyword: preach at them. We'll preach at people, preach over people, beat people over the head, and have no clue where these people actually came from, what they got going on. You know what? You need to just study your Bible, this, that, and the other. For all you know, I done read the Bible 7 ways, front and back, from top to bottom, and I got issues and stuff that I'm dealing with around what I read. And you tell me I just need to study. I've studied more than you, for all you know, and I've arrived to where I've arrived. So it's not a matter of, you know, it's not a matter then at that point of let me find where you are and just be with you and get you to. It's not a matter of that. All of a sudden it becomes just a matter of, you know, this is what I think it's supposed to be. This is what I think you should be. And I want you to do this and I want you to do that. And like I said, it goes, you know, I'm using church stuff as an example, but this goes for our jobs. This goes for our families. This goes for all of that stuff that we have in life. If there are people around, people are going to pour stuff on you, but you have to be able to filter. We have to be able to filter through and recognize who we are, where we are, what we're dealing with, how we view the world around us. Because if you're going to grow, you have to at least acknowledge where you are. And for, you know, for many of us, my fear, like I said, my fear is that we don't acknowledge where we are. We try to appease other people's thoughts, especially if they're people we have respect for, some community. So like if you want to fit into your church real good and you want to continue being a minister on staff, you better align with these belief systems. Even if you don't really have it, you don't really believe this one little tenet that we got on the bylaws or whatever. But if you want to keep your position, then you got to say you believe it and you got to act like you believe it and you got to do stuff. I don't really agree with my job on XYZ, but if I want to keep this job, then I got to say that this is what I got to go with this. I don't really, I don't really think that my brother should be doing X, Y, Z. I don't really think that we should be doing, but because he said, I'm not, you don't really love me unless you do, or, a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a wife, you don't really love me if you don't do this and you don't do that. Well, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to say that. I don't want to be that. And so we take on pressures, where we take on stuff on ourselves and walk in things based on pressures from outside sources, as opposed to based on just recognizing where we are. So being ourselves, and it's because sometimes what we bring to the table is valid, is necessary, is pivotal, is consequential, it matters to the moment. But because somebody else gets in there and tells you, no, you need to do this instead, now you done took that on, or you need to think like this instead, you done took that on, abandoning yourself and maybe even what God gave you for that moment or for that time frame. And now the whole world is at a loss because you was trying to appease somebody else. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a great example.
Joel Osteen is an example of that, then.
Who?
Joel Osteen. If you think about it, he never wanted to be a pastor.
Yeah.
But it was just given to him. He said, I'm the church cameraman. I go from the church camera guy to being the pastor of my daddy's mega church because I admire my father and he wanted me to take over. But I'm not a pastor. And he was pushed into a role that he had to grow into. And I mean, into working. But because that was not his original thing, sometimes it shows. And so that's when you get people say, he's not a pastor, he's a motivational speaker. Well, he never asked to be a pastor. It was given to him.
Yeah, but here's
so
the
now
other
he
side.
has to turn himself into something that he's not to be what he needs to be for these people.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, that's where I would say he actually did a good thing, a good job, because even though he then became that, he got to, like, this is who I am then. Like, I'll take the role, but what I'm not going to do in that role is do the role the way that people expect me to do the role. So y'all expect me to do the role like my dad did it, preaching fire, brimstone, and we going to be like a typical Southern Baptist type church from Houston, Texas. What you can expect was his daddy. That's how they built that. That's his daddy and his mama. He was like, I'm not the guy. That's not going to be me. I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to tell y'all this little joke. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to do. And he stayed true to that in spite of the fact that throughout the 2000s and the 2010s and now into the 2020s, now we accept Joel Osteen, but throughout when he first started coming on, and he first, how many preachers was all up talking about this man? People had whole shows and sermons and stuff about him, and that's not a real sermon, because a real sermon should have this, that, and the other. He's like, it's like, no, this is who I am. I'm not gonna change my preaching style to appease you preachers who want me to sound and look like y'all. I'm gonna do it the way I got it, and that's gonna do. And what does he have? The largest church in America. That's what he has.
You can do it like you said.
You know what I mean?
Do it. You can tell them pastors. Is it a need for some of that? Yeah. So that's your department. You stay over there and do that. I'm gonna do this. You can't. That goes back to what we were saying. You can't make a person preach like you do or sing like you do. Everybody's different. Everybody has to. There's an audience for Joel Osteen. There's an audience for the fire and brimstone pastors. There's an audience for the teachers. There's an audience for everybody. You cannot necessarily feel like even Joel, as amazing things he's doing, he's not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine with him. And I think that's the problem that other people have. He's fine with something, and the people looking at him aren't fine with it. That's always been weird to me, to see somebody's content in where they are. And they're not doing nothing wrong. This is who they are. I don't feel that's everything. Who are you to feel like that's everything? Like, they don't owe you an explanation. They don't have to live up to your standards. There's one person's standards we have to live up to. And their name does not begin with Smith, Johnson, or end with none of them names like that. So I've just never understood that. If I like Rich is a certain type of pastor. Somebody go look at Rich and say, I don't like the way he preached. That don't mean he's not called to do what he do. You just not, you're not his audience. But the church will try to make Rich feel bad because he's not their cup of tea. Something we said the other day, and I saw this online yesterday, how we said in America, Americans feel like they can go anywhere in the country, and we have this feeling that we're entitled and things need to change. The cultures have to change because we're there. I saw that yesterday online. This lady of another race went to London. The lady is on a horse, one of the guards. A sign literally behind this woman's head has a horse head with a circle and a red line through it. Don't touch the horse. She said, I want to pet him anyway. She walks up and get the reach. I don't know if you saw this. And that guard on that horse, that woman hollered, get back, get behind the line, get back. And she was like, all appalled and clutching her pearls. Like, she yelled at me. Just because you're from America, you're not entitled. It's the entitlement. And that's what I'm saying. Social media has made people feel like they're entitled to comment or give their opinion of your life, how you live as Zeke Locke. You're a gospel artist, but we don't see this and that and the other. That's not gospel. Okay, well, that's your opinion.
Right. Yeah.
We have too many opinions and not enough answers for everything.
Yeah.
I always
And
do
that's
that on
the thing.
Facebook. I see people attacking people performing. Their performance suck. Can you sing? No. Can you dance? No. Do you do anything? No. Do you have any awards? No. But still, I still feel the way you have no talent. You have no skin in the game. You have no voice. I don't care. Everybody has an opinion, but you don't have. You can have an opinion, but it's an irrelevant opinion because that's like me going to a heart surgery. I don't like the way you move that valve over. Are you a heart surgeon? Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. Shut up. Stay in your place. I hate that with us as people, especially being funny. Our people are good for that. We tear down everybody's stuff online. All races do it, but Negroes will tear you up in a heartbeat.
Well,
and then they TD Jakes is he's a this. Then after he had a heart attack, well, y'all need to stay off of him. He's a good guy overall. He's my bitch. Wait, you just said last week he was trash. It's just social media makes people feel empowered. Dumb people feel empowered. I've never seen more dumb, smart people in my life than when you get on social media. Everybody got a theory, and you ask them, "You have any?" I dropped out in 4th grade, but you know about the stock market. Okay, sir. Okay, you have no money, but you can tell me how to make $1 million. Get out of here.
Yeah,
it's just But I'm sorry, Rich. Hello, Rich.
Taking that stuff on. You find yourself taking on all of these things that other people. How many teachers have changed their lesson plans because one parent had an issue with the lesson you was going to teach? One parent had an issue, raised the thing, and now you done changed your whole lesson plan for that. That you had 20 kids who was getting something out of the lesson you was teaching, but one parent didn't like it. They raised the issue, so now you done changed the whole thing to appease one parent, and now 20-something kids got to go through this boring lessons that you do. How many singers have changed their whole show because 2 people got on social media and said something? We take on what other people put on us and then try to do it. What's up, Rick Holmes?
What's happening? How you feeling?
Just threw you on the screen.
I was like, all right. Hey, what's up?
Here's the thing. I wasn't even trying to do that. That's the thing. I was trying to, for some reason, my screen is like stuck. It keeps getting like frozen, stuck. And I was trying to like click on the background to make it like scroll, and then I clicked on your name and just went up automatically. I was like, okay. And you was just there. So my bad. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to.
Like that. Goodness gracious.
I know, right? That would have been crazy.
God dang, got to get that one out of there,
Hey, sometimes you got to do what's good. You got to do what's best for you.
And boogers earlier.
Sometimes you got to do what's best for you.
Wait, I missed that. What did you say, Rick?
I said I heard he was talking about boogers and digging in your nose earlier.
Oh,
about how you get that one. I was saying I hope that people don't see my eye if it's their first time seeing me and they see this big bump on my eye and be like, "Oh, that's that nigga with the bump on his eye." I'd be like, "No, I'm not. I'm not the guy with the bump on his eye. I just got it temporarily. Like it's going away. Like it's gonna go away. Like But you see somebody for the first time and you just automatically assume it's them, like somebody with a booger in their nose. It's your first time seeing them, and you just automatically assume they just got a snotty nose. Like there's a little snotty nose boy. Be like, no, he's not. Okay, Rick, let's see what your headphones set up. Okay. What kind of phones you got? Yeah.
Can y'all hear me or no?
Yeah, we hear you great. Yeah.
Oh, y'all can hear me great? I can't hear myself in the headphones. But okay. My bad. I'm trying out new equipment. This is a Stream. What is this? Stream Eye headphones?
Okay. I know them, yeah. That's
Stream Eye.
Yeah, you won't hear yourself in the headphones. I will tell you that much.
You will not?
Nah, you won't hear yourself in the headphones. Not for these purposes. Yeah.
Even if I got in the interface?
Yeah. That's the interface just makes the signal go from analog.
That's weird though, because I can plug in my headphones in mine and hear myself in my ears too.
That's what I'm saying.
Really? I've never could when I plug my headphones.
Like now, I can hear everything with this on.
You hear yourself talking?
Huh?
You hear yourself talking?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah,
You know what? I hear
was
me.
cut that out because if it wasn't the headphone, it would be in the speaker, and if you heard yourself doing that, you'll be echoing.
Yeah, I hear both of you.
So
I hear me and you talking. I can hear myself and I can hear you.
I mean, you got an
that's
option to
interesting.
say to plug in your
Yeah.
headphones. That's why I did it, but I can't hear myself. But all right, praise the Lord. I'm getting used to technology.
Can you hear us talking in your headphones though?
Oh, I hear y'all real loud and clear. I was trying to make sure
Oh, yeah.
I can hear myself, like what I sound like with this mic. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I don't know how Eric hearing himself. He probably got a different thing that's routing it because
Yeah,
it's a different
Eric.
routing system. It's the different electronics that makes that happen.
Yeah, I just routed it a certain way. That's all.
You're on another level, guys. You already know.
No, I
what
just
Eric
routed
can
it so
do.
I can hear myself.
He
'cause
already
you
had
always
the
want to
top
hear your voice.
technicians. He had the top music techs that come to help them out. That made and designed headphones and monitors and speakers. So he
I
made
kinda
it set
do.
up the
You're
way
right.
he needed to do it. I got you, Eric. I already know what it is. I'm getting you ready for.
You know what?
Friday.
We'll help you get yours fixed though.
Thank you, man. You can just have
It's
somebody help
literally
me out.
probably, you know what? It's probably just one thing not clicked or one simple thing that you skipped that you're like, this is it, and you'll figure it out.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
God bless you. Where's Rhonda today? I just noticed she hasn't been here.
Oh,
she's in the comments.
Yeah.
Calling me guy, telling Rich to look up and say cheese. Like
That's a good one. That's a good one.
right, that's where she at.
How was your weekend, Rich, so far? How was Sunday?
Sunday was great, a busy day, but another historical moment in the life of Morning View Word Church and the View E Network as we recorded our first session of our voiceovers for our animated series. Shout out to Jamaica Lachey, animated series, The View from Here. So I did all this recording equipment, and we was down there in the studio recording after church yesterday. So pretty cool. We was able to worship together. Then we went to work together. So it was fun.
Hey, nice. So when does that series drop? The View from Here, or is there a drop date yet, or is it still just?
Yeah, so we're still producing it. Our goal is to get it by the end of this month. We already put it out that it'll be out July 2025. So I want to kind of hold on to that. So the process is not that difficult now that we kind of did the recording of voiceovers. So now it's taken back to the editor team, get the whole process, line things up. So hopefully by the end of this month, you'll see the first episode of The View from Here with Miss Jamaica Lachey.
Shout out. That's gonna be dope. Now, on the other hand, on View E Network, y'all got this other thing going on called Chat PKT. This sounds like something that'd be interesting. It might be interesting because it might be interesting because you know, I remember y'all ain't no names. I ain't gonna name drop, but y'all got named Zeke Locke'd to be over there sometimes.
Ooh, oh my goodness.
Name drop or nothing, but oh my god, it might.
Yeah, listen, we had to
Tell
go
a little
through
bit
great
about it.
lengths.
Yeah.
We had to go through great lengths to get Zeke Locke on this show. Oh my goodness, I just want to tell everybody, you got so many people you got to call just to get them on the show. It's ridiculous. But I was so honored and privileged to be able to reach out to Zeke, and Zeke was able to come on the View E Network pause and Chat PKT.
Did you just pause?
Listen. Chat PKT, I believe, is going to be a voice for the next generation of PKs. Oh my goodness, with what we got and what we're talking about. I'm all about journeys right now. I'm all about listening to people's stories and seeing the God through the lens of whatever it is that they went through. The PKs, I think, have an amazing lens. They have a different way of seeing things, a unique perspective that I think we all can learn from. Whether you're in church, out of church, believer, non-believer, whether you're still in church as a PK or you decided to step out the four walls and go ahead and pursue what you believe God has called you to do. This is a safe space for us to talk and communicate. A lot of times we are misunderstood. A lot of times we are judged based on our last name and based on a lot of other people's accomplishments. This is the time for our voice to stand up and rise and be a voice and be impactful in the generation. So just reaching out to all my PKs. This is a space you can come out and share your journey, share your testimonies, because we believe that they overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So definitely be able to share your testimony on Chat PKT, premiering today. I think it comes on.
Oh, snap!
It's premiering today.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
put something about it in the pre-show, but I didn't have like the graphic and all that stuff for it to be premiered. So okay, it's actually on now, y'all. Premiering today. Oh snap! Where will they be able to find it? I'm gonna pick a banner for it. I'm gonna make a banner for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where they gonna be able to find that? Let the people know where they can find it.
We got a couple commercials running right now, but you'll be able to find it on YouTube. You go to View E Network. That's all one word. So type it all together. View E Network. And yeah, type in chat PKT. You'll see it right there. We'll pop up, smiling on your faces. You're gonna see Zeke Locke on there. You guys already know him. We had a sketch.
God, Zeke Locke, that guy.
My other guy, Giovanni Drain. Those that don't know, he's an amazing businessman. Has some great concepts that he's already implementing. He's also in the space of different organizations that's dealing with all types, Autism Speaks, and other different type of organizations that's helping with that. He's all in the medical field. His business in the medical field. But not only is he just in the medical field, but he's also with the kids as well with playing time, jumping time. So he has like a jumping house and all that good stuff. So he's a person that's on the move. He's a PK that had an amazing journey, an amazing testimony, and you got to tune in to listen to it. So it's going to be dope.
Yeah. And then the topics over there, just, you know, of course, Rich is on there, y'all. You know, he ain't saying his own name, but, you know, of course, he's hosting it. He's the host, and it's his vision, it's his show, it's his thing. So just like you come over here with me, I go over there with him. Y'all say we just be passing around, you know, just each other's stuff. We just be, we just be like, going we're like, hey, I come over there with you. Hey, you come over here with me, man. We do the, you know, that's how we do. That's the Lockstar way, I guess. I don't know. That's how we just all there for each other. So y'all got a lot of stuff y'all can tune into and check out, because the conversations over there get real good. I tell you what, I'm talking about this conversation, to be or not to be. You know, this idea of not taking on things, or trying not to take on things that people have expectations of you. And you know who really does get the short of that stick growing up, unfortunately, PKs oftentimes. That's why people start saying PKs be the worst ones. Like, man, if y'all only understood, and I would extend this even to children of politicians, children of very, very successful businesses and things, children of celebrities. Like, people just put on them these expectations that you gonna be your parent, basically, or that you are already your parent. So as a PK, you know, I live that part of the life. As a PK, people just expect that you 7 years old, so you you know, must gonna be a pastor. Like, nigga, I'm 7. I'm 7. No, I'm a child. I still think I'm going to the NBA, like, or the NFL. In fact, I think I'm doing both. Like, you know what I'm saying? I still got dreams of going to the moon. I still got. I'm not thinking about pastoring the church, but people start putting all this pressure on you. Before you know it, it starts shaping your life, and you never really sometimes get a chance to sit back and think, is this really what I want to do? Or did people just coerce me into this? You know, have you ever been down that path, down that way? Because I could be the only mug in the world, whatever the case. I don't know. I'm willing to live on that if that's the case.
No, you definitely have. I just think as we grow, we mature, we learn how to find it for ourselves. But definitely, we're based on what our beliefs have shaped us. Our environments have shaped us. Where we grew up has all shaped us. But when we get older, we have to mature and make some choices on our own on what it is that we're going to believe. Are we going to still believe and stand strong on what we've been built on the foundation? Did we find that to be truth? And that's what we tackle even with Chat PKT. And so one of the biggest things is just dealing with the pressures of expectations. I know a lot of people deal with that in different spaces and different spots, but this is for the preacher kid. My goodness. The reason why that's for, I hear that all the time. PKs are the worst one. Well, let's talk about why. Why is that the perception? Why is that the thought? Why is that the concern? Is it truth in that? Or are there other stories that come behind that? So I kind of want to deal with all of those things. And I think pressures and stress plays a big component with what's going on with people's lives now as PKs. A lot of their upbringing, not necessarily just from the parents, but from the people inside the church. And so I think that's something that we all can discuss and find some relevancy with.
Yeah. You know, and it's like almost like a support group to some degree, like a support group on screen. Other PKs be able to look at it. I'm really into this thing now, support groups. I don't know if it's just because of the job I work and all that, but there's a value like in these different support groups we doing, and people don't even realize they need it. Like to be around people who can pour back into you, even when you get done dumping all your issues out. They're there in a supporting way, not in a way that they're gonna take it on for themselves. Now they gotta go home, because that's why I have support groups. You don't go home like worried about what everybody else said. It's a support group. But if somebody catch you one-on-one, like if this was, like the people who called me after church yesterday, then your brain just be constantly on that, just all day. Now I'm worried about them, mother such and such had this problem, and we should bear, each other's burdens and stuff and help each other out. But, you get some people, they will pour everything on you. And then I feel so much better. And they go home and they eat collard greens and ham. And you go home after having all that like dumped on you. And now you thinking constantly about the thing that they just put on you. And now you trying to figure out how to help them, how to sort it out, how to make this. And like I said, I'm trying to get to the point now. I'm like, you need to go talk to somebody who's paid to do this. It's old people who have spent 4-8 years in college learning how to deal with exactly what you talk about. Why are you bringing that to me? Why are you bringing that to me? Because I didn't study that. I didn't learn that in college. I didn't learn that.
Right. This is something I've learned and been really working on in this journey, because I had the same question, right? Why are you bringing this to me? There's so many people that's more qualified, that's licensed, that's educated to handle this situation. And something that was shared to me that the person actually shared was, hey bro, you probably like the only God I know. And I was like, what? You're like the only God I see. Like, so when I have these problems, I want to come to you because I feel like you'll give me some type of answer. And I used to struggle with, how am I how to answer? It's me. I ain't got this. I ain't studied. I ain't never been through what the stuff they're going through. But I realized like it's okay, like you're saying, to offer support group, to offer other people to help. But I learned how to lean into people are going to come to you. You're a light. You might be the only God somebody trusts, right? They may not even trust the God that you're talking about you serve, but they'll trust you. So how do you handle that situation? So I've learned how to just kind of lean in and figure out, okay, God, it's happening. It keeps getting on my nerves at times, but maybe this is the thorn you want me to have. Let me figure out how can I be knowledgeable in this. And again, that's why I love this platform, because you offer other things so that it's not just on the person themselves, but you actually want the help for the person that needs help. And that's what it's about, man. At the end of the day, get help. Whether you come to me, a pastor, a evangelist, a licensed therapist, a clerical nurse, whoever, find a way to get the help that you need in the space and in the place that you're in. You know what I mean? That can speak to it for sure. So, yeah. And that's because here's the flip side of that. Because that's right, perfectly what you said. But then you get those other people who's like, because they found you, you know what I'm saying? And these are the ones I be concerned about. The ones because they found you, or because they found, I don't know, this person, that person. Then that's always becoming their go-to person. So every day, you get a Sunday. They used to have this one minister. I ain't gonna say his name. I got you. But I saw a clip of him on something else recently. When it was out in Hopkins Park, and I was like, he's still in the same position he was in 20 years ago. He's still in the same. And he used to catch my dad before service or after service or something. And my dad had to tell him, look, man, Sunday is not the time to be catching me up trying to tell me I'm on my way to the pulpit to preach. I got a congregation full of all these other people, and you want to hit me up in my office 45 minutes before service start, or catch me an hour after it's done. I'm trying to get home. I'm tired. And you want to sit here and pour and dump a list of issues that you have, and every problem, and every week is something new. And like, go talk to somebody. It's about time that you found some counseling. It's about time that you it's about time that you made some other choices, went somewhere else. And my concern is that a lot of times we, as folks who want to minister and folks who want to be there for people, we'll continue to just take it on. People come like, oh, well, I'm the only one that they see would shoot. I'm now to the point where I'm like, I'm showing you other options. I am not the only person that does this. There's many other. There's support groups. There's counseling. There's doctors' offices. You coming to me telling me
about, they, I don't want to go to the doctor because, and I don't want to go to the doctor, but somebody comes to you, I don't want to go to the doctor because they're gonna tell me that my blood pressure is high and this, that, and I know I need to change this stuff. So what are you talking to me for? I'm not a doctor. What you want me to do? Pray over you? You got a whole other option. You want me to pray with you every week that your health be all right, but you gonna keep going back eating that full party pack of Oreos like I did the other day. Gonna keep doing this stuff. You gonna keep, and then you don't want to go to the doctor because they gonna tell you something like, we might have to amputate. Like they might have to amputate your foot. We just gonna have to pray and bind that up. But you want to keep coming to me to pray and bind up the result of your choices. So you're gonna stop going to the doctor, but you still gonna end up in the same position. The only difference is I got to wear the weight with you. Oh man, I'm so concerned because if such and such gotta have this happen, then oh Lord, then he ain't gonna be able to. Oh man, they gonna need a little help with it. Why am I now thinking about that when you should have just went to the doctor, followed that advice, went with that? You should have went and every time we turn around, you need another $150. You need another $12. You need another. But I took you to a place to go find a job. You wouldn't even follow through with the job. Now you coming to me every other week. You need a couple dollars, and now I'm trying to figure out. I know I need to set this aside because such and such Carl gonna come up and ask for them $2. I need to make sure. Why am I setting money aside to make sure your household is good when I done introduce you to another option? And that'd be my concern, man. It'd be people who just they find that and then they dump on you. And the problem with it is it'd be too late before you even realize this is what happened because you done already wore all the stress and pressure. It'd be a year, 2 years down the line. You'd be like, wait a minute. For the last 2 years, you come to me every week or every other week, twice a month with these, and you dump all this stuff. And by that time, you done wore all this pressure. Now you need to go pour out and get that, have everybody pouring to you because you gave all your, and that's that martyr syndrome that a lot of folks want to carry. They want, I got to serve the Lord. I got to take hits. No, Jesus died on the cross, so I didn't have to. That's how I feel about it now. Yeah. I'm switching it up, man. I'm starting to switch it up. Like, no, I'm not going to do that because you think I should do that and it's going to appease you. No. I'm going to be where I'm at right now. And if that changes down the line, it will change organically. It will change because but not because you said it should be or because you dumped everything on me and now I got to. No, let me be me. Let me put my own mask on. Let me work through my stuff and we can work through it together. And if we disagree, we'll disagree. But if we agree, we'll agree. But what we're not going to do is let you come here and just dump everything on me. Your views, your goals, your dreams for me. Or your issues, your problems, your stuff, and then make me have to wear all of that. That's what we're gonna stop doing.
Oh yeah, I agree with that for sure. You got to stop doing that. People will try to make you their crutch, their garbage can, all that stuff. So that's where you got to take the narrative back on that and take your power back. So I love to hear that, bro, for sure. Don't allow them to take all your joy away. Take all your voice away. You got energy to do your own thing. So I definitely understand that. And again, that's why learning and being around the right people helps out with that too. So learning your no's. I think that was a big thing we had a few weeks or months ago. Just learning our no's, how to say no to those type of people, those type of situations, and being okay with saying no and not knowing that I'm not a bad person for saying no. I still love you. But we ain't finna do all that. I ain't got time to hear your hour and a half soapbox. I'm gonna pray for you one good time, and that's about all I got for you right now. After that, we're gonna talk about the basketball game. We're not gonna talk about your situation no more. We're gonna talk about this food over here. We ain't gonna talk about that situation no more because we prayed. That's it. Let's go. So.
And what do you do when you have to tell somebody that directly? Have you ever been in that situation? You had to tell somebody just straight up, like, look. You just straight up had to just say it audibly. I'm not talking about this with you ever again. It's too many options out here for you to be able to go to. And of course, now you got to wear the guilt because they'll be like, oh, what kind of, for you a minister now, you a pastor now. You walking into that role. Oh, see, that's why I'm going to church because the pastors didn't even want to take time with me. But they don't tell the side of the last 4 years where every week they was. And like that, your response was a response, not an initial response, but a very delayed response. We're not doing that no more, man. We not talking about that no more. You ever been there?
Oh yeah, definitely been there. Had to have those real conversations. Not so much in the office or what I'm walking in now as a pastor, but just in life in general. Have to let people know, hey, listen, and I'll be very straight up. This is the last time I'm gonna talk to you about this. Let's talk. And whatever that's gonna be, whether it's 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. Now I'm kind of about 30 minutes, and that's about all I'm gonna give you. Yeah. But back then, that's just what it was. We talk, and I'm gonna let you get everything you need to get out. I'm gonna be quiet and let you talk. After you finish talking, I'm going to talk and ask you to be quiet. After that, we'll pray, believe God for the solution, and then that's it. I'm ready to talk about something else, bro. And I said, this is the last time I'll talk to you about it. Yeah, absolutely have had those conversations. Hopefully, I don't have to have those as a pastor. One thing I love about our church and our ministry, we really teach people how to stand on your own, how to stand on your own faith. I mean, everybody's faith is different because we look at faith as an assignment. Everybody's assignment is different. So the same tools that may work for me may not work necessarily for you. Principles work, but the way we use them may be different. So it's just more or less, how do we equip you to stand in faith? How do we equip you to pray and know that God is real? So those are the things that we look to push. Of course, everybody ain't going to listen to it. And you're going to have those ones that here's a funny story that happened, right? My dad ministered the word, preached the word. Great thing. Everybody loved it, enjoyed it. Young person came to me and was like, hey, pastor, I heard that word. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to do nothing you said. And we was like, oh, I was really trying to see what he's going to do. And he was just like, okay, God bless you, man. I'll see you next week. And that was it. And it was just like, wow, the way this kid looked at him, like, I thought it was going to be an argument. I thought it was going to be this, that, and the other. So I know that's what you wanted. I'm not here for that. I'm here about your life. I'll see you next week. And that was it. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of cool and interesting just how those things work, because I didn't think someone was just going to come up there and challenge the pastor like that. And they was straight up like, I ain't doing nothing you said. I heard you. I listened to everything you said. It sounds good, but I ain't going to do it. Which helped me to understand everybody has a choice in life. And my dad, everyone has a choice. I can teach, preach, be the best message in the world. Somebody's going to be like, I ain't doing it. I'm not going to believe it. So because I don't believe it, my actions ain't going to see the response of it. So I don't get upset with people like that anymore. I don't look to argue with people like that anymore. I don't look to push them. You got to get this anymore, because life, again, is choice driven. So, and we can go get some ice cream and go to brunch after that. He's still somebody that comes around. So it's no love lost with it. So yeah, definitely have had those conversations for sure.
So that's actually a good move right there. First off, I love the fact that he's bold enough just to be like, shout out to the kid who was bold. I'm not going to do nothing. Because here's the thing about it, and this is what, this is the part that I think a lot of times, especially folks who do presentations, so preachers and motivational speakers and teachers and other stuff like that, they've studied, they've done their stuff to present what they're going to present. So, we believe that what we are saying is going to change somebody. And then we speak to somebody and they be like, nah, that's not for me. But hey, and we get offended by that. We be like, how does that ain't for you? I stayed up and studied, I done presented it, and it turned into an argument. For all we know, that kid could have just been like, look, I got this going on, I got XYZ going on, and what you preach just don't fit right now with that. I'm taking it in, I hear it was good, but right now I ain't doing none of that. Like, I can't do, I don't know the full situation. I'm just extrapolating a bit, because people getting these things, they might be like, that just don't work for me right now. But what do? We of course get offended. Oh, it needs to work for you right now. How your life ever gonna change? How you ever be da-da-da? You don't know, my life might be changing. It's just that I'm not at a spot right now where that works for me. I'm here right now. That's what I'm saying. To be or not to be. Like, can you acknowledge and admit to where you are? Because then if I move too quick, I get what you said. I get that you said if I invest $100,000 in the stock market, I can turn that into $1 million by next month. However, this is only $100,000 I got. So right now, I don't need to invest it in the stock market. I need to make sure my house is paid for. I need to make sure I need to make sure these things are done. So right now, I hear everything you're saying, but I'm not going to do that. Not because it's a bad idea, not because it's bad advice. It's just not where I'm at. But if I take on too much of, well, since you said that's what I'm supposed to do, well, now I guess I better go ahead and do it. And then you end up in a destitute situation, because you living out what somebody else put on you or whatever, whether it was good or bad, good intentions, it's just you have to be so in tune with yourself and where you are to know what stuff works for you where you are, and then be around people who, like your dad, will engage with from that level. Okay, cool. All right, you ain't gonna do it. Fine. I'll see you next week. We finna go get these burgers or not? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are we finna go out to eat or not? We got somewhere to be. You coming or not? Like, versus, well, if you ain't gonna do it, then don't come back around me, because I done seen a lot of folks do that. If you ain't gonna follow my advice, then don't call me no more forever again. Like,
and I think that's the consensus. I think that's what everybody's expectation of that was. And I know it was mine. I just knew, it's about to go down. Oh, shoot. And it was more or less like, okay, cool. Let me just go get a break. And I just saw ministry differently from that point. I don't know if I've ever shared that with him, but yeah, just to shout out to him. Shout out Pops. Amazing. That was just a cool, dope move to me, because now it's still inviting the kid to not feel like no one even wants to listen to me or hear me anyway. So let me be outlandish and say what I'm going to say. The most controversial thing. I'm not going to do what the pastor said in front of everybody. And it's still love there. You know what I mean? Because that's what still is all about. How are we going to handle this as a community? Okay, he's working on some things. When he lands and mature, oh my goodness, then he's going to be even bolder and stronger, whatever it is that it is. And we're hoping is in the same beliefs that we have. But if it's not, he's still standing strong. That's something we're teaching anyway. Stand strong on your belief. Stand strong on your foundation. So I still find the joy in that, even if it's not what the same belief I have, you know what I mean? So, or same actions that I have. But
yeah, because again, you never know what people are in their life. Like, just like people never know where we are in life, because there's been a lot of people, if I wear it on the flip side and the reverse, there's been a lot of stuff that I've heard people say, you should do this, you should do that, or you should stop doing this, stop doing that. And I'd be like, okay, I try it, I give it a try. And then everything goes haywire. Everything becomes worse than it was. They will swear by their knowledge. They'll swear by the information. They'll swear by their advice because it worked for them, but it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me because I wasn't in the same position in life for that to work. So understanding, like, okay, no, this is why I'm not making decisions to appease you, because I thought that only God could judge me. Folks be real quick to say only God could judge me, and then in the same turnaround, doing stuff to appease everybody else around them. And my suggestion now is, like, don't do that, man. You don't have to do that. Like, just know where you are, know who you are. Just be in that for a minute. When I say to be or not to be, I'm saying just be in where you are. You can't even change what you can't acknowledge. Like, if you can't even acknowledge, like, hey, it's okay to sit there and say, I don't believe what I just heard Pastor preaching. It's okay to say that, because that's real. Yeah. Now you can work from there. You can go from there. You can question it. It's okay to say, I believe totally what I just heard him preach. Yeah. It's okay. Now you can work from there. You can go from there. You don't have to worry about what nobody else. It's okay to be like, I don't like the advice that my counselor just gave me. It's okay to say that. It's also okay to say, I love the advice my counselor just gave me. I'm a father. But whatever it is, you got to know yourself so that you can. That's my goal, and I hope that as we get into this week, all the Locke'ds and stuff, I hope that as we get into this week, like that's a thing that resonates with us, that we'll be at this place where it's like, no, I know kind of where I've taken inventory of myself. I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, this is just where I am. Like, I'm not looking at it in order to complain. I'm not looking at it in order to testify. I'm just looking at it like this just is what it is. Like, if you broke this week and you ain't got no money, you already been paid and you already spent up all your money, it's okay to just say, hey, look, ain't no money in the bank, so ain't no extra activities, ain't no this, that, and the other. Now somebody might walk up to you like, well, what you need to do is you need to put money aside to this, you need to save this, and then you start doing that because it just sounds good, and then you mess around and you be even broker than you were before. Be honest with yourself and then develop from there. And too many times, especially for those of us from religious backgrounds, we've been trained not to be honest with ourselves. We've been trying to listen to what one person says and what they think, and that becomes difficult in the long run because you may not get the opportunity to correct it. It may make you worse. And now you've got a lack of trust for the whole organization, and everybody. And I ain't got no trust for nobody, no new friends, start getting all that. Like, no, be honest with yourself first. And so I hope that this week people will do exactly that. And then from there, as we get through the rest of this month, going into the rest of this year, make decisions that align with what matter for you. Just a little selfish. That's the advice y'all be giving me. Be a little selfish. And I be trying to be, but it's hard. It's difficult, So I'm speaking from my own experience. I'm not talking at nobody. I'm telling y'all what I'm looking in the camera and saying to myself. Like, it's okay to be selfish, Zeke. Like, it's okay to not be so worried about everybody else that you look up and you ain't got nothing done. It's okay. And honestly, that's the only way, because I hear y'all tell me this all the time, and it's the only way it's true. The only way to get stuff done at a certain point is you got to forget about everybody else for a minute. You got to put your own mask on, and that's the goal, hopefully, for people this week. It's a slow process for me, but trust me when I say I'm getting there. Yeah, y'all trust me when I say I'm getting there. Like, making sure everybody else is all right, and I'm doing not okay. It's not okay. That's what's not okay.
Not at all.
No,
get right, Steve.
Yeah, Jesus died, so I didn't. They say be like Jesus, but it doesn't mean down the cross. That ain't what that meant. Like, down the cross, so y'all could be okay. Jesus died on the cross, so y'all could be okay. I'm just here to live it out. I'm y'all all looking for a soup kitchen, so am I. I'm a beggar looking for a soup kitchen too. The best I can do is tell you where I found a soup kitchen, but I'm not forcing you to come to my soup kitchen. And I'll be doggone if I sit up and let you tell me that I have to come to your soup kitchen, because your soup kitchen might not be serving what I eat.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy word.
It was after dark. It's after the show.
Light went out. The light went out. My bad.
No. Oh, good. Well, Mr. Darkman, let's go ahead and do these morning round tables. We'll round table, and then I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, get the people something. Rich Holmes, I know we done just gave a whole lot. We just done, talk through this. Today's show wasn't a whole lot of laughing, but it was good.
Straight talk sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are enjoying yourself and enjoying your day on this Monday morning. Oh my goodness, Monday motivation. Hey, listen, I want to encourage you to keep moving forward. But in the moment of moving forward, take a moment to reflect on where you've come from. I mean, so many times. Okay, I'm still there.
You still there?
Okay. So many times.
It's a weird music transition. It's just a weird music transition. I don't know what StreamYard was doing when they just did that. That was just weird. Keep going, Doc. You got it.
It's the headphones sometimes for me. Anyway. So many times we get so full focus on what's going on right now and trying to get to the future that sometimes, if you can look back on your past accomplished things that God has brought you from, barriers that he broke through for in your life, times that he was there and showed himself strong. Oh my goodness. Those are moments. And that's what I do on Monday to just motivate myself. I reflect on how good God has been to help me, push me, and motivate me for the rest of the week. Challenges will come. Trials of many kinds will come. They ain't going nowhere. But Jesus said, I'll be with you always, even until the end of time. So we thank God for that. So let me just pray. God, I thank you for this time. We're coming together with these great people. We pray that something was said today to impact their lives. Lord God, help us to recognize and be mindful when people are just trying to use us up, Lord God. Help us to know where we can use love and use patience with people, to understand that, hey, listen, all I have is a savior for you. All I have is these type of answers for you. I may not have it all, but there's a support group. There's a community of people where you can find love. You can find answers and all the help you need. Also starting from within. It still stems from a relationship with God the Father. So God, we thank you for you continuing to show yourself strong in the midst of this journey, in the midst of us not knowing where to go. Continue to help us and seek us and help us continue to be a guide for us in this time that we're living. Like I always say, life is choice driven. You'll live and die by the choices you choose to make. I got a hint for you. Choose life. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah, y'all. Today we was just running our mouths. We was just talking, just trying to make y'all like Mama Pastor Cynthia Cohen said, just great podcast. Becoming aware of who you are. Be true to God and true to yourself, man. If that's anything I've ever heard, and you know, I went to heaven because Miss Ursula Ellis got here just in time to say amen. Right there. So you know, I went to heaven, but yeah, look at that. Be the light. Come on, let there be a light. Yeah, man. Being true to self, being true to yourself. Just be honest with yourself, man. That's what I mean when we say be true to self. I ain't talking new age talk. I'm just talking practical stuff. Like this, you can either be true to yourself, or you can be true to what somebody thinks of you, and try to live up to that. But I promise you, the one that's gonna fall the quickest is you leaning on what somebody else says. Even if you are just a drunkard, a crackhead, but whatever you think of as the lowest of low, be honest about that with yourself. Don't be honest, and then get yourself around a support system. If you don't, it's a good thing. Get yourself around a support system to help you, but don't try to fake it till you make it. I'm starting to get less on that fake it till you make it. It works in certain contexts, but when it comes to your life, faking it till you make it don't work. It just don't work. Only realness, only honesty and truth work. And so be true to yourself. Be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. That's what I mean by be true. Yeah. So all of that to say, I love y'all. Oh, look, it's my Uncle Kenneth. Right on time. You came in just in time for the close.
Come on now.
Oh,
you gotta shout one time just for him. You gotta shout.
Put on a shouting beat one time. I gotta get a shouting beat loaded up.
As soon as he pop up, you gotta shout.
I know, just get a shouting beat. I gotta do a shouting beat for them churches that didn't have no musician. You know, I'm from the country, so we had a lot of churches that didn't have no musicians, or they had that one person on that Casio keyboard who was just learning how to play a few chords, and you trying to play them shouting chords, and it'd be sounding horrible. But people be having a good old time in the Lord. They just be having a good time. So I guess, maybe I guess I need to, do that. So I'll give you the version. We don't need no music.
Oh,
give me that.
That's it.
Oh boy. Yeah, y'all. Well, shout out to everybody. I love y'all. I love each and every one of y'all. I'm so glad that all of y'all decided to lock in with us this morning. Let me throw this out there one more time. I guess not. Okay, there we go. I was assuming it was going to come on. Yeah, next week, if you are a caretaker, if you are a strong friend, that means you the one that everybody keeps pouring on, like we've been talking about today, we got help for you if you're in the Chicago area. Now, if you're not in the Chicago area, I can't help you. But if you're in the Chicago area, come on out to 114th and Vincennes. If you're not in Chicago, I can't do nothing about it unless you want to get here, but I can't pay your way. So you can come here absolutely free. Support group. We'll have some light lunch provided for you as well, when you come on out. But this is a chance. You can scan that QR code, let us know you're coming. Very limited seating. For support groups, this is not a thing for 300 and 400 people. This is not a deliverance conference. This ain't nothing like that. This is literally us sitting in a round table with each other, or in a circle with each other, and just having that chance to pour out and be poured into. And by the time you leave, you ought to feel that moment of woosah. You ought to feel just a little bit better. That's what that's for. So that's next Thursday, the 24th, 12 noon. Like I said, it is a little bit more catered because of the time frames and everything to seniors, especially senior caretakers. A lot of people that's over the age of 55, 60 years old, they over that age, and now they starting to have to take care of spouses and parents and grandparents. They having to take care of, children who didn't necessarily children who didn't necessarily do the best in life, so now they got to take care of them, or who had disabilities, and so now they got to take care of them. It's catered towards these people. So or maybe you got to raise grandkids now. That's a thing. You got a lot of seniors trying to raise grandkids after they already raised their kids. So I get it. You need some support. That's what this is for. So come on out for that if you're in the Chicago area. Other than that, I love y'all. God bless y'all. And we shall see y'all on tomorrow morning, 7:30 in the morning, Zeke Live in the morning. We're going to keep talking about to be or not to be, being yourself. But tomorrow we'll have a real good one. Tomorrow, I think we seen today, but tomorrow we'll have a good one. So till then, I love y'all. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all. Peace out.